Hey there and welcome back to Tube Gurjit channel. Today we are going to build EV charging station finder application with the help of React Native, Expo, Google Map, Google Place API and Firebase. And if you are new to the React Native or Expo, don't worry because this application we are completely building from the scratch and it's a beginner friendly. If you learn how to build this application, you can build a many application having the similar kind of use case. For example, you can build coffee shop finder, or you can also build application to find gas station, saloon, play area, hospital finder, or maybe a restaurant finder as well. Okay, and this application is very easy to build and I will gonna teach everything from the basic. So first thing, let's walk through the application and then we'll talk about the technologies and how to build this application. When first time you open the application, you will see this beautiful login screen. Okay, and we integrated Google Authentication for this particular application. Okay, just click on it and then it will redirect you to select account. Okay, select the appropriate account to log in with and then wait for the verification. And if you see, it will redirect to this home screen of the application. Okay, now if you see on this home screen, you will see this Google map view and it's fully customizable. Okay, so in this application, in this particular course, obviously we're gonna learn how to create the application. Then we will also learn how to run the application on the emulator by setting up the Android emulator. Okay, then if you see this font, we also added the custom font. You will also learn how to add your own custom font. Okay, on the in this particular application we use the Google map, and if you see this Google map, the styling is completely different than what we use inside the Google map application. Okay, so this Google map we completely style, so we will learn how to add Google map inside the Expo React Native application and also how to style it. Okay, then if you see, we it right now it's showing the current user locations and the nearby all the charging station. Okay, so you will also learn how to use Google Place API to fetch the nearby locations. Okay, whatever you want. For example, if you want to fetch a coffee shop or if you want to fetch a charging station, everything you can do it once you complete this course. Okay, then you will see, you will also learn how to add the marker and how to customize your marker icon. Okay, with the help of flat list, you will learn how to display the list of uh, place where we are going to show like this. Okay, you will learn everything. Even though if I click any of this marker, see the marker color is getting changed and immediately this place list also get updated on this bottom side. Okay, not only this, but we will also learn how to add the autocomplete functionality. If I want to search some address, you will see, you will getting the suggestion from the Google. Okay, and I will teach you how to implement that auto functional. Okay, and if I click any of these, immediately you will redirect to that location and all the nearby charging station will display it on the screen. Okay, how fantastic, right? Also, once you if you want to mark this particular place as a favorite, just click on it and it will mark it as a favorite. So obviously we are using Firebase to store our data. Okay, so you will learn how to integrate Firebase inside our application and then how to store the data. So if I go to this favorite tab and you will see all this mark favorite place, you will see it here. Okay, so we are fetching it from the Firebase, and obviously once you mark it as a favorite, it will store in the database. Even though if you want to remove any of this favorite list, just click on it and it will remove from the list. Also, with the help of flat list, you can do the pull to refresh functionality. See, and it will get refreshed immediately. Okay, another thing in this application, right, if you want to open the or you want to get a direction, just click on this map and it will redirect you on the Google map where you can get the direction and everything. Okay, so how to use linking and everything you will learn in this application. So this application is completely beginner friendly, and then you will find a lot of interesting thing to learn from this particular course. Okay, so before doing any further delay, if you did not subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe so you will get a newly updated course, as well as you can join my channel, or you can buy membership to get the free source code of the all the courses which I posted on my channel. Okay, so guys, let's start implementing this uh, particular application, and also let's talk about the technology which we are going to use to implement this complete application. So in order to create the React Native application, we are going to use Expo build tool. Expo is one of the best, easiest build tool to create the React Native application. Okay, and even in order to develop the application or to deploy the application, Expo will help you to do that. Okay, and if you go to this expo.dev website, here you will see the all the features that Expo is providing. Also, this Expo provide a very good documentation. Okay, so let's go to the documentation on read doc to get started or to start creating the application. Okay, and if you see, this is the command to create the application. Okay, so copy this command and then go to your desired folder where you want to create the React Native application. Okay, and open terminal. Inside that, let me increase the size. Just paste the command which you copied, which is npm create expo app, and then give the project name. So in this case, I will give EV charging station app. Okay, and click enter. Now it will install all the dependency which is required for your application. Okay, so let's wait for a few seconds to install all the dependency and packages. And if you see, our app is now ready to run it. Okay, so let's close this window and open the VS code and locate the folder where you created this React Native project. So in this case, this document React Native, and then EV charging station, and click open. Okay, so if you don't have the VS code, I will suggest you to download this VS code. Okay, before explaining this folder structure and everything, right, there are two things you have to keep attention. Okay, so first thing, in the VS code we have one extension called ES7 plus React Redux. Okay, make sure you will install this particular extension. Okay, this extension is very helpful to create a default template. So once we started developing the application, you will get to know how to use this one and how useful it is. Okay, and obviously, just for the information purpose, we have the tailwind CSS extension. Download that as well. So in many of my React Next.js courses, I use tailwind CSS, and this uh, extension is quite helpful. So going back to our five folder structure, so here if you see, right, we have this in Explorer, right, we have the assets folder. Okay, this assets folder contain all the files, fonts, images that we are going to store in this assets folder. Okay, then we have node modules. We never gonna touch these node modules. Okay, so node modules contain all the packages information. Okay, whatever the packages we require for our application, which the node modules has all that one. Okay, but we never touch to the node modules. Then we have the app.js. This app.js contain actual or which is the starting point of our application. Okay, so once we run the application, you will get to know. Then we have app.json. Inside the app.json, if you see, it mentions the name of the application. Obviously you can change it. Also the icon, the version of the application. Okay, what is the orientation of your application, which is a landscape or portrait. Okay, then it also defines the splash screen. Along with that, you have configuration to add the Android configuration or iOS configuration. Okay, now if you want to build the APK file, right, here you can just add the package name, and then you can try to build it. Okay, then we have babel.config.js. most probably we'll never touch this file. And then we have packet.json. So if you see in the packet.json, it mentions the name, version, along with the script to run the application. Also it has some dependencies, okay, which is required for this application, and some dev dependencies as well. Okay, so this is all about the folders and file structure. Once we started creating folders and files, right, we will keep attention to create a particular file so that our app or our project will be in the form of in the organized way, right? So that's the reason. Now If you have the emulator, right? So let me run this application first. Okay, so just do Expo start. If Expo start doesn't work, okay, then you have to type npm start. Okay, so once you do the npm start, it will run your application. And if you see, you have one QR code. Okay, so let me go back to your browser, and here if you search Expo Go, right? Expo Go is the mobile application which is available for the App Store and the Google Play Store as well. Okay, just go ahead and download that one. If you want to run your application on an actual device, on your device, then this Expo Go application is required. Okay, with this one you have to scan this particular QR code. Okay, or the another method is just log in on the Expo dev account. Okay, same on the Expo Go application as well as inside the inside this using this terminal as well. Okay, you have to say Expo login, then it will log in to the Expo account, and then automatically the project which you're running right in the same network is very important. The your Expo Go application or a mobile device and the PC will be need to be on same network. Okay, in order to run the application on a actual device. Okay, the second method is to run the application on emulator. Okay, so let's download the Android Studio. If you don't have Android Studio, okay, just search Google on Android Studio download, and from this particular link you can download the Android Studio. Okay, once you download the Android Studio, let's open the Android Studio. Okay, and then you have to if you see this three dots, right, click on that one, and you have the option called SDK manager. Okay, go to that one. Here you have to make sure that you have one of the API. Right now I'm using the API 34. Then in SDK tool, make sure you install this SDK build tool. Okay, then you have the Android emulator install and the SDK platform tools install as well. And then SDK update site automatically it includes everything, but make sure these are the dependency, you can say SDK need to be there. Okay, and then once you select it, install, download it, and then click OK. Okay, so I already have. Next you have to go to this option called virtual device manager. Okay, where you can create a new device. Okay, if I click on create new device, here you can create for phone, tablet, TV, desktop. Okay, so in this case is a phone. Select the phone type which you want to create it. Okay, and then you can select the configuration on clicking next, and then you can just finish it after you select all the configuration. Okay, and then your emulator name will appear on this particular page. Okay, just click on run. Okay, so in this case I will running the Pixel 7 Pro API 33. Okay, and it will take few seconds to run the emulator, and if you see on the right hand side, the actual device is showing on the screen. Okay, now I already have the Expo Go application, and obviously I will click on login, or in order to run the application, right, just close this Android Studio once you run this emulator. Okay, and let me decrease the size like this, so emulator will be displayed on the right hand side. So here once you run this Expo Go application, the Expo npm start, okay, or your application, click A. The A is for the Android, I for the iOS emulator. Okay, so I'm running on the Android, so click A, and now if you see, it's running or building our application. So on the right hand side, if you see, it's building the application. Okay, and same thing you can see it in the terminal. And if you see here, continue. Okay, so if you see on the particular screen right now, it's showing open app.js to start working on your app. Okay, this particular message is returning on this app.js file which I told you before, right? This is our starting point of the application. Very first page, the app.js. Okay, and whatever you written in this particular text will appear on this particular screen. For example, if I write subscribe to Tube Guruji. Okay, if you did not subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe and save it. As soon as you save it, immediately you will see the change. You don't need to refresh the screen or rerun your project again. Okay, this is very important. So here, this is the export function. Okay, inside the function we have a return, and whatever you keep in the return or inside the return, you will display it on the screen. Okay, also In the return, you can return inside only one tag. So in this case, if you see, right, this is the view, okay, and it's like a div inside your HTML CSS, okay. Similar, it's a view inside the React Native. So you cannot write view another view like this outside this particular view, right? You have to write everything in one tag. So it's similar like this, okay. Also, if you see, it defined some style, okay, and here is the style is defined, and this kind of styling is called external styling, because we define the style here, okay, and this style is defined in this section, means it's defined externally and not inside this particular view only, okay. We'll get to know much better once we start writing the code, okay. Then we are showing the just text and status bars is at, okay. If I comment this code and save it, if you see at the top it's showing black, okay, but if you say status bar auto, then it will fill the one complete screen, okay. So I hope you understand this one, how to create the application, our folder structure, and then how to run and set up the emulator so that you can run on emulator. Also, you will learn how to run application on actual device, okay. When you are running the application on actual device, make sure your PC network and the mobile network will be in the same network, okay. So this is very important. So next we will set up a Google Fonts throughout the application, okay, and I will teach you how to do it. So see you in the next section. Now, in order to set up a custom font, right, let's go to the browser first and just search for the Expo font, okay. And don't worry guys, I'm going to teach you how to learn from the documentation, how to implement from the documentation, and so it's very easy for the beginners to write a code and to build this application, okay. So once you go to the Expo font, right, you will see that you need to install this particular dependency, and this is the Expo documentation. This is official Expo documentation, okay. So copy this particular command, go to your project and just run this particular command in a new terminal like this. Once you install, right, then you have to write this particular code. So first copy this Expo font, okay. So I will copy this Expo font. Also, if you see, right, they are also importing splash screen. They are just making sure that it will show the splash screen until and unless the font is get loaded, okay. So what I will do, along with this Expo font, we'll also install the Expo splash screen. So just search Expo splash screen, and it also has a different dependency, so you can install that dependency as well, okay. So I will install that dependency as well, and again go back to the Expo font documentation. Here copy this 3 line of code, okay. So whatever that you see in the yellow, just copy it, then go back to your application in the app.js, paste it here like this, okay. Next, copy this code as well, the font load on layout over and up to this point, okay, and paste it inside this function, okay. Now let me explain the codes one by one. Here we just import the documentation, and it's showing, it's initializing some prevent auto hide splash screen, okay. Then it's loading the font, okay, and if you see right now, it's loading the font from the assets folder, okay, from the in that we have font folder and then some font file, okay. So right now obviously we don't have anything inside the asset folder or inside the font folder, okay. So first let's go to the assets folder and create a new folder, and we can call it as a fonts. Then we need a font, okay. So just go to the Google Fonts, search for Google Font, and you will find a bunch of different types of font, okay. You can select any of them. So in this case I will select outfit, okay, which one I like most. Select that one. You will see the how this font look like, and just click download family, okay, and open that one in your Explorer, okay, and extract this file. So I will extract this file, and in that again we have folder called static, and whatever the font you needed, this file .ttf, right, you can just copy that file. So in this case I'm going to copy regular, then bold and semi bold. I will copy this one, then go to your VS Code, go to the font folder, right click on it and click on reveal finder, okay. So here, so it will open the file explorer inside that particular font, in that particular folder, and paste the file which you copied inside the font folder, okay. Perfect. Now let me close this one. So now here you have the font, okay, and inside the assets folder, okay, just locate the folder, and then you have to change that, you have to write that particular font name. So in this case is outfit regular dot ttf. Okay, so if you see, this is the extension, okay, outfit regular ttf, that's what I gave. Okay, obviously we can call it as a outfit, so whatever you call it, that gonna use it every elsewhere. Okay, and third, so obviously this will be, I will give it name as a semi bold, and another one is bold. Okay, for this one I will give outfit medium, and for this I will give outfit bold. Okay, and save it. Now you initialize all the font. Okay, so right now if you see one, we got one error, call use callback does not exist. So this particular hook is not imported. Okay, we'll learn about hook, what is hook actually, but this is the React Native hook. Do control space, okay, and you will find this use callback from this React, enter it, and if you see, now this use callback hook is get installed inside from the React. Okay, and now save it, and we'll wait, and if you see it's running. Also make sure that you will add this on layout root view. Okay, so this particular line, okay, inside the view. So now uh, we have this particular text, okay, and let's give some style. So now I'm giving the inline style, okay, and here only I'm giving style. So right now I will increase the font size to 20, and if I save it, see the font size is increased. Now in order to apply the font, you have to write font family, obviously, and here you have to write the font which you want to apply. So in this case we have the three font we added, right, the outfit medium and outfit bold. So I write the outfit, save this one, and if you see, it's changed immediately. If I write outfit medium and save it, you will see the change. Okay, or if I write outfit bold, see, okay, so immediately it's getting changed. So this is how you can write the font family. Okay, now not only in app.js, you can use that for particular font anywhere in the application. Okay, so I hope you understand how to add the custom font in your application. So in this section, we are going to build a login screen UI. Before that, in the assets folder, I created a new folder called images, and inside the image I added three files called logo.png, EV charging png, and car marker. Okay, so make sure that you can add your own assets if you have, okay, or you can use existing one from the source code. Now let's create a new page or new screen. Okay, so what we can do, as I told you in the beginning, that we will make sure that our project folder is organized. So in the root directory, I will create a new folder called app, and inside this app folder we will create a new folder called screen. Okay, so all the screen of our application will keep in this particular folder. Okay, inside that I will create a new folder called login screen, and then create a new file called login screen.js. Okay, so can do jsx, doesn't matter, and make sure the file name or component name will start with the capital letter. Okay, now here we need to add the default template like this. Okay, so if you see, we have export default function, some default import, and then you have to export that one. Okay, the question is how to add now. So every time you will create a 10 files, you have to add that 10 times, right? That's the reason very beginning of this particular course I told to add extension which is a React Native, and this help us here to add the default template. So as we are working on React Native application, just you have to type rnf, which is belong to React Native function, click enter, and boom, you are getting this default function automatically. See, okay, so this is how you can add the default function. Now save this one, you will not find any change here. Okay, let's go to the app.js. First thing, I will remove from this align item and justify content center, so it will be at the top, and here I will give padding top 25 maybe, and save it, so it will be visible. Okay, now let's remove this all the text, and in order to use this login screen, or you want to display a login screen on the UI, make sure you can import this login screen inside the app.js. So in order to import, just write login screen. Okay, and if you see, this login screen is importing from the /app/screen, click on that one. obviously it will import the statement as well, and then close the tag and then save it. And if you see now on the screen, it's showing login screen, because in the login screen particular page we have the text called login screen. Okay, perfect. Now let's start developing. So let me close this one. We are in the login screen. We have whatever we write in this login screen will display on the particular UI. Okay, now if I save it, nothing is on the screen. That's the reason your screen is showing as a blank. First, uh, let's add image. So if you see, I'm adding this image from the React Native. Okay, then you have to add source, and inside the source you have to write require. Whenever you are fetching the images from the local, okay, when I say local, it means from the assets folder, you have to write this syntax: source is equal to require, and inside that you have to give path. So in this case the path is assets slash images slash logo.png. Okay, and then end the tag. Okay, after that we can do a different kind of styling. As I say, right, it's an inline style or external style. Okay, so in this example for this particular image, I will teach you how to do external styling. Okay, so in order to give external styling, here outside of this function you have to write rnss, which is React Native style. Click enter. Oh, sorry, so React Native, so just rn style. Okay, and it will create the style sheet default template for you. Okay, remove this one and then make sure to import this one. So just click control space, you will get suggestion, and then click style sheet. So make sure the style sheet is imported inside the from the React Native package. Once you have this style sheet, here you can define a class name kind of. Okay, so it's similar to HTML CSS. So in this case I will mention like logo image kind of thing. Okay, and inside the curly braces you have to write the properties. For example, let's say width I will give 200, then a height I will give 40, and then make object fit content. Okay, like this. So if you don't know about the HTML CSS, the CSS, just make sure that you have some knowledge of the CSS. Okay, then here now in order to apply that styling, you have to write style and is equal to, in the single curly braces you have to write styles. Okay, which is this reference of the styles dot, and if you see, you got the suggestion that you have this class called logo image, and then save it. Now on the screen, if you see, it's showing on the screen immediately. Okay, so this is how you can add the inline styling, external styling. Now let's add the inline styling as well. So for this, what I will do, I will add some style. So in order to add inline, you have to write the styling inside double curly braces. Here I will say display as a flex, then justify content at center, like align item to be in the center, and then I will give margin top maybe 50 and save it. And if you see, it comes in the center. Okay, perfect. Similar way, let's add the another image. Okay, which will be our the I will say login background. Let's see. So image source, here say require, and I'm locating one file which is from the assets slash images slash login .png. Okay, and in the tag. So here as well I will add the inline styling. Okay, style is equal to, how you can add the external styling, it's up to you how you want to add. Okay, let's for this particular component we'll add all the external styling. Okay, so we'll say bg image, and for this image I will add width 100%, then height I will add 100, margin top I will add 20, and then object fit I said cover. Okay, like this. Now let's apply that style using styles dot background image and save it. So right now if you see, this file is not exist. Let's see what's the actual name of that particular file. So go to the assets, images, and we have the name called EV charging. not the login bg. So it's EV charging, and save it. And if you see, it's showing on the screen now. Okay, so if you see, the height is not the good height here. I will give some maybe 180. Let's give 220. That's much better. Okay, yeah, this is much better. Okay, perfect. Now we need to add some text and everything. Okay, so what I will do, I will create a new view inside the same view. Okay, and inside that, let's give some style to this one. Style, I will add padding 20, and inside that I will add one text. Okay, and here we can just write the simple text: your ultimate EV charging station finder app. Okay, and another text I will add below that one, and it will say find EV charging station near you, plan trip, and so much more in just one click, kind of thing. Okay, and if you see, it's showing on the screen. Now what I will do, I will add two different style, one for the heading. Okay, and we can let me add font size first of 25. Now here, if I want to add font family, right, we have a lot of 3 type of font family. So here I will add outfit bold. Okay, then I will add text align in the center, and then margin top to 20. Okay, and save it. Now let's apply that styling to this particular text. So I will add styles dot heading and save it, and this is how it looks. Perfect. Next we'll add the subheading, sorry, maybe we can call a description, and for that one we'll add font size of 17, font family maybe just outfit normal regular one, margin top I will give 15, then text align in the center, and I want to add color as well. So let's save this one first and make sure to apply that style to here. So style is equal to styles dot description. See, okay, now we want to add the color. Obviously you can just add the color and some hex code, for example 000. Okay, but obviously throughout the application every time you have to add the color, okay, and color code. So what we will do, inside the app folder I will create a new folder and we can call it as a utils. Okay, and inside that I will create a new file called colors.js. okay, so inside this file, whatever the colors we are using in our application we will write. So just write export default first. Okay, and here for example I will write primary of your application color. So this will be a 0BC224. okay, this is our primary color, and let's say for gray color, for example hash 898989. okay, for white I will write hash FFF. for black I will write hash. Okay, if you want to add more you can add it here. Okay, for now I will keep this one. Obviously I'm going to add much more once we proceed further. So right now we are okay with this one. Let's save everything. Okay, and for this description I will add the color, and if you see I'm adding color from the colors dot, and if you find you will get option. So in this case let me the color. Okay, let me, I don't know why I'm getting this much suggestion. So if you see we are imported incorrect colors. So just make sure that you will import the correct colors. So in this case if you see, right, we are not getting the suggestion. So in that case you have to import that particular statement manually. So what I will do, I will go import colors from and then locate that folder. So util/colors. okay, and save this one. If I go to the colors, make sure it's there. Okay, and now just apply that colors. Okay, so colors dot, if you see, we got the some suggestions. So in this case we want gray. Save this one, and if you see, it will look like this. Okay, perfect. Now let's add one button. So on that click of that button, obviously that will be our login button. Okay, so let's add that one as well. So here I will add one view, okay, instead of button, because we can customize it according to our need. And inside that one, let's give some style, but before that let's add a text, and we can say call login with Google, and save this one. Okay, and this is how it looks. So weird, right? So here, before after the description, I will write button, and just write background colors dot primary. Then I will add padding of 16. Then display it as a flex. Then border radius, I want a rounded border, so that's I will give value 99. Padding left will give, I don't think so we need padding here, just margin top to 20. Okay, and then apply that particular style to this view. So let's say styles dot button, and save it. And if you see, this is how it looks. Here let's write the inline styling to this particular text, and here I will say color will be colors dot white. Okay, then we'll say text align inside center, and just add font family outfit. Okay, we'll also change the font size to maybe 17, like this. Okay, and for button, let's give some margin top, maybe 30, 40. That will be good. Okay, obviously you can give much more margin, depends on you. Okay, but for now I think this UI look good to me. Okay, and let's add some more margin from the top. Okay, yeah, now we have ready with our login UI screen. Okay, now one more thing here I want to tell you. Okay, right now this button is just a view, okay, and it's not happening any event or nothing is doing, right? But obviously we want click event on that one. Okay, so what you can do, this particular view you can change with the another property called touchable opacity. Okay, so if you go on the Google and Expo documentation, here you will find touchable Expo, just search it like this, and if you find this is the React Native documentation, that's completely fine. You will see different types of touchable properties called touchable highlight, opacity, without feedback. Okay, and this will return some properties. So in this case, most of the time we are going to use touchable opacity, and if you see, this is importing from the React Native. Okay, so replace this view with the touchable opacity. Okay, and save it. Now if I click on this button, if you see the effect, right, it means it's getting clicked. Okay, and here it give one property called on press. Okay, this on press event will be a trigger whenever you click on that particular button. Okay, for example, just now I'm writing in the console. Okay, so this is just arrow function, and here I will say button click. Okay, and save it. Now in the console, if I click the button, if you observe the console, if you see, button is click is printing. All right, it means this on press event is working for with this touchable opacity. Okay, so that's all for this login screen UI. Next we are implementing authentication. Okay, so we'll learn how to add the Google authentication in our application. In order to add the social authentication in our application, we are going to use Clerk. Clerk is one of the best authentication service provider. Okay, and it's a completely free. Okay, if you did not use this Clerk before, don't worry, we will learn it from the everything from the basic about the Clerk and how to integrate in Expo application. And except my channel, you will not find the video which will introduce how to integrate Clerk inside the React Native application. Okay, so first thing, if you don't have an account, create a new account. Okay, and then go to the dashboard. Here you have option to create a new application. Okay, I have bunch of application, and all the tutorials of this one, right, different courses you will find on my channel, so go ahead and watch it. Click add application. Here I will give name EV station app. Okay, here you can enable the different type of authentication. If you want email address, okay, even though you can just disable that, but if you want to, you can. You have phone number, then you can have username, Google, Facebook, and there are a lot of more. Okay, so in this case I'm enabling Google and Facebook. Okay, and just this, if on the right hand side, this is how it looks, okay, on the website. But obviously we are not implementing for website, we are implementing for the Expo. Click create application, and this will create an application for you. Now you need to use this key in your application, okay, in the Expo. So our application is ready. On the left hand side you will see uh, user authentication. Here you can customize the authentication, everything, okay, but right now we will not focus on that one. Now just search on Google Expo clerk, okay, and this will give you, first link will give you the documentation how to use clerk inside the Expo. Okay, so just we will follow step by step. Okay, first thing, just install the clerk using this command in your application. So open the command prompt and just paste it here like this. Okay, so I am installing the clerk. Then obviously you need to set up this publisher key. Okay, but we will directly use it, so just keep this step. If you want to go ahead, you can just add this one. Okay, then you need to mount this clerk provider. Okay, and then you have to wrap app.js complete code inside the clerk provider. Okay, so I will just copy this particular line of code, go back to our app.js. Let me close this terminal. So here I have app.js. Inside there I will add this clerk provider. Okay, and obviously you need to wrap this all the code inside the clerk provider. Okay, then make sure to import this particular clerk provider. Okay, so if I go here and copy this code and paste it here like this. Okay, obviously here you need to add your publisher key. Okay, so I will use mine from this clerk dashboard. So go to the home, here you will find this clerk key, copy this key, don't copy mine, and just paste it here as a string. Okay, and then save it. As soon as you save, you will see on the UI nothing get happen. Okay, make sure nothing is happening. If you applications fail, rerun the server, restart your application. Then let's go back to our another step. Next step is protecting the pages. Okay, so this is very important. If you see this particular line of code until sign ins, okay, and this sign out, copy this code, go back to our application, and inside the app.js only, right, I will put under this view like this. Okay, so let me explain this code. Now whenever you are sign in, right, then it will show this particular line of code. Okay, whatever you kept inside this particular sign in tag, it will display once you log into the application. And if you did not log into the application, it will show this particular text. Obviously we'll replace this with our login screen. Okay, so whenever user is not login, it will show us the login screen on the UI. Okay, like this. Also make sure to import this sign in and sign out import statement. Okay, so I will just copy this sign in and sign out and add it inside the clerk Expo like this. Okay, sometimes it will not give you suggestion, make sure to add it manually. Okay, then if you see now you are not sign in. Okay, and that's the reason it's showing the login screen on the UI. Okay, perfect. Next, if I scroll down, okay, now this is the custom page you can build. Okay, but we are using social authentication, so you have to skip this step. On the right hand side, if you see, right now we completed this step. Now jump on to this auth login step. Okay, once you are on this auth login step, you have to follow a couple of things. First, you have to create this file inside this hooks folder. Okay, so copy this one, go to your folder, and inside the root directory click on this plus icon, paste this line of code, click enter. Okay, inside this one you have to add all of this code. Okay, just add this here like this. And if you see, it's importing this Expo web browser. Okay, we don't have this Expo web browser, just copy this and you have to install that particular dependency from the Expo documentation. So you have to copy this installation command, okay, so which help us to install the Expo web browser. So just import that one like this. Okay, and let's go back to our clerk again. Now once it will take some time to install web browser. Okay, in meantime what we can do, we will add this line of code. First thing, let's add this code, web browser. Go back to our application, and this we are going to add inside our login screen. Okay, so I will add it at the top of this function, see. Okay, and make sure to import this Expo web browser. Okay, so let's add this command, this one. Okay, just if you think this I'm going fast, okay, don't worry, pause the video and do your step. Also you can, as I say, right, you can learn from the documentation how to do it. Okay, then once you install this one, right, you have to add this use warmup browser and this code as well, and paste it here like this. Okay, this use warmup browser, okay, wait, it's importing from this hook warmup browser. Okay, so import this particular statement. Then if you see, right, you have to add use auth from the clerk Expo. Okay, and obviously we are using Google, so that's provided Google. If you are using Facebook, here you have to write Facebook. Okay, but right now we are just using the Google, so I use Google like this. Then inside the on press, right, so right now if you see, right, on the press of this one, we are just consoling the consoling this particular text. Here I will just write on press. Okay, and this method I will define over here. Okay, before this return I will define this method. This is the arrow function. Okay, this is how we are going to define this any method or methods inside our application. Okay, and inside this on press event you have to paste this all the code from the return, so from the try to catch block like this. Okay, as this is using await, you have to make this method as async. Okay, and what else we need to implement? I think everything is good. Let's save this one. Make sure you have completed all the steps. Okay, perfect. Now this step is nothing but that you need to add the login screen. We give the this particular page as a login screen. Okay, and save it. Now let's go back to our application. Okay, and click login with Google, and if you see, it's redirect to the Google account. Okay, let's wait to open the Google page. Now I am on emulators, obviously it will take time, so I will enter my information. Okay, I will pause the video here. And now after login, I just redirect to this you are sign in, because inside the app.js, after we successfully sign in, it will show this particular text because it is in the sign in tag. Okay, so as I say, whatever you are going to display after sign in, you have to put inside this sign in. Okay, and once you sign out, it will be on this particular sign out page. Okay, so this is how, with the help of clerk, we are able to authenticate in our application with the help of Google. Okay, so if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Okay, one more thing here you need to focus on, right? Once you close this application, restart it again, it will ask you the login credential again. Every time you close the application, rerun the application, it will ask you. Okay, to fix that issue, on the this clerk Expo documentation, you will find one option called adding a token cache. Okay, click on that one. Here you need to add the token cache. Okay, so what you have to do, first you have to install this particular import statement, so sorry, particular command, just execute that one. Then let's import this secure store. Okay, so inside the app.js only. So after this one, I will add that one. Then you have to write get token and save token. Okay, so what this will do, all this token cache. Okay, before this export function. Okay, So this will, once you log in to this particular application, it will save the session. Okay, and this is very helpful. Right now we are using JSX, so we don't need this type. Okay, this type will need when we are using the TypeScript. Okay, and save this one. Then if you go back here, okay, here inside the club provider along with the publisher key, you have to provide the token cache. Okay, so here I'll provide the token cache as well and save it. And anything else? Okay, that's all. So that's how you can add the token cache so that you don't need to log in every time. Okay, next, obviously, in order to get user name, email and everything right, you can use the use user. Okay, so let me show you how to use that one. So let's go back to our application, and inside the, right now we don't have anything. Okay, but okay, once we create a new screen, I will show you how to get users login, user email ID, profile image, name and everything. Okay, so we'll do in the next section, but I hope you understand how to use clerk authentication inside our Expo application. So in this particular section, we are going to add tab navigation, and for that one we are going to use the React navigation library. This React navigation library is one of the best library for the Expo and React Native applications. Okay, and it's very easy to implement and easy to use. So let's go to this reactnavigation.org. Okay, and then just click on read docs. Here are some of the few of the steps we need to follow in order to integrate in our application. So once you're in the documentation, first thing you need to install some of the dependencies. First thing is to install this React Navigation Native. Copy this line up and then go back here in your application and paste it in the terminal. Okay, so we'll wait to install this particular dependency. Once it installed, then you scroll down, right? As we are using the Expo managed project, you have to install this dependency as well. Okay, so copy that, paste in your project, and then if you scroll down, I think that's all for the installation. Okay, but now if I go on the left hand side and if you see, there is one option called navigators. Inside that one you will find a bunch of navigation option. Okay, called stack navigation, then we have native stack, drawer, bottom tab and lot of things. Obviously we are going to use bottom tabs. Okay, you have material tab as well, but in this case we are using a bottom tab. Okay, it's not that different, it's quite similar. Okay, it's up to you whatever you want to use. Then just go scroll down and here you have to install this React Native navigation bottom tab dependency as well. Okay, so paste that one and install it in your project. Okay, and this is the simple example. It explains you how to use the navigation. Okay, so first thing, obviously you need to define or you have to create the difference of this create bottom navigation, and then you can use it here like this. Okay, so obviously let's go to our application. Inside the project, let me close this terminal. Here inside the app folder, okay, let me close everything. Inside the app folder, we will create a new folder and we can call it as a navigations. So all the navigations related to our application we will keep into this folder. Okay, then inside that we'll create a tab navigation file. Okay, so which contains all the tab navigations. Okay, we'll keep it JSX and add the default template here like this. Okay, now first thing, as from the doc you need to define the reference of the tab navigation. Okay, so let me copy. So it's a create bottom tab navigation. If you did not get the suggestion, just copy what so if you go see right there, I'm not getting any suggestion, I will copy paste here like this and also import this statement. Perfect. Okay, and save it. Obviously we will not see any change because we are just implementing the tab navigation. Now remove this complete code and here replace it with this tab.navigator. Okay, so inside the tab navigator you have to define your all the screens. Okay, right now we only have one screen called we don't have any screen actually right now. Okay, so let's create some screens. Okay, or which are nothing but our tabs. So let's create a new folder and I will call it as a home screen. Okay, and here I will add home screen app.jsx, add the default template and then save it. Another screen I will add here as a favorite screen. So in meantime I added this three screen: home screen, favorite and profile. So now let's add inside our tab navigator. Okay, so here you need to add tab dot screen, okay, and the closure tag, and inside that you have to provide two properties, the two main properties, which is name. Okay, so whatever the screen you define at the first, right, it will be your first screen, okay, a default screen you can say. And then you have to provide the component. So in this case we'll attach the home screen component. Okay, and now your first tab screen is ready. Okay, same thing you have to do it for other screens. So in this case I will write favorite, sorry, and then we have profile. Okay, so here I will connect favorite screen and here I will connect the profile screen and save it. Okay, now all three screens are set up inside the tab navigator. Now let's add that in our application. Okay, still we added in, we did not attach this anywhere, right? So let's go to the app.js, and inside the app.js, okay, once user login, we're gonna show the tab navigator. Right now we are just showing this text, so remove this text and add the navigator, navigation container. Okay, so if you see, this navigation is container is importing from this React navigation, and inside that whatever the navigation you have you can import. So in this case we have tab navigation, import it here like this and then save it. Okay, and let's wait, and if you see on the right hand side on the emulator, we got this home screen, we have, and the bottom side, right, we got this home, favorite and profile tab. Okay, if I click on profile, if you see this header and this obviously the screen on the component also get changed immediately. Okay, but the couple of things now, let's go to tab navigation. Here I don't want this particular header. Okay, then how to remove it? So it's very simple. Okay, you can remove on the screen level as well. Okay, but if you want to remove for all the tab screen, you can just mention here screen options. Inside that you have one property called header shown. Okay, and just make it false, and if I save it, see the header is gone. Obviously you have a lot of more property. If I do control space, you will see all the properties here. Okay, but right now we are just removing this header. Next, right now if you see the tab icon is not the one which we want, and this text also is not the one which we want. We can change that one as well. Okay, so go to the tab screen, and here you have to add options. Okay, so each screen tab screen has an options property, and inside that you have a lot of options. For example, if you want to change the label, okay, so just write tab bar label, and here you can change the label. So in this case, for example, I will, instead of home, I will give it search, and if I save it, if you see now it's showing search. Okay, or if you did not provide the tab labels, okay, then it will take the tab label as a name of the screen. Okay, also after this one you can add your own icon. Okay, so just write tab bar icon. Here you can give property color comma size, and then whatever the icon you want to provide, you can provide inside this tab bar icon. So let's go here and just search for the icon from the icon expo.fyi. Okay, so here I will search for the search, I will search for the ionic icon, and let's take this one, maybe this one is good. Copy this import statement, paste it here, and then you have to copy this component name of the ionic icon and paste it here. Okay, and then save it, and if you see the icon is get changed. Okay, now the color is different. Okay, so what you can do, you can replace this size with this size and the color with this color. Okay, and save it, and if you see now, if I change to this one, obviously the inactive color will be this one. Okay, now if you want to change this color, okay, you want to add your custom color, that you can do. You can just write tab bar active tint color. Okay, and here you can give the active tint color. So in this case I will give colors dot primary. Okay, and if I save it, this is how it looks when it's active, and when it's inactive, this is how it looks. Okay, that's look good to me. Now same property I will add for the other screen as well, so just paste it here like this. Okay, you can make one constant and you can put all of this thing, but our icon get changed every time. Okay, so that's the reason. Now for favorite, I will put the heart icon. Just search for the heart, and I will use this one. Now we already have the import statement, right? Ionic icon, just you need to copy this Ionic icon here like this, or just the name, you can just change the name. Okay, just iOS heart like this. Okay, perfect. Oh, I changed for the profile actually, this one like this. Okay, and save it. And the sorry, and another one if we want is profile. I don't know, profile is there, user is not there, then we can use user and just search for the random one. Okay, so we'll use this one, font awesome. So copy this font awesome import statement because this is different import, and then copy this component name as well and paste it here. Change the size and the color and save it. And if you see, we got all the changes. See, okay, obviously we need to change this name to profile and this one as a favorite and save it. Okay, perfect. Now we have our tab navigation is ready. Okay, so if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. So in this particular section, we are going to add a Google map on the application. Okay, so for that one, first let's search on the Google like Expo map view. Okay, and it will give you the map view documentation for the Expo. It will redirect you on the Expo documentation where it will guide you how to install this map view. Okay, so first thing, this is the dependency which you need to install inside your VS Code project. So paste that one. Then if you scroll down, we will find how to use that particular map. Okay, so what I will do, I will just copy this map view. Okay, and let's go back to our application. Now let's create a new component for this map view. Okay, so inside the home screen, I will add new file. Okay, so what are the components we are going to create, we will keep in this particular respective screens. Okay, so here I will call app map view .jsx, then add the default template. Okay, and then I will paste the map view here like this. Okay, obviously make sure to import the map view from the React Native maps, and then also import this style sheet. Okay, so here I will add the style sheet here like this. Okay, make sure to import the style sheet and save it. Now let's add this app map view inside the home screen. So let's remove the home screen and here add the app map view and then save it. Okay, and right now if you see, you are able to see the default map view on the emulator, right? Obviously if you are on the iOS device, you will see the Apple map. Okay, but if you're on an Android device, you will see the default as a Google map. Okay, but it's up to you which map you want to show on the both the screen. Okay, so you can also mention here, for example, if I not here but inside the app map view, under the map view, you can provide a property called provider, and here you can define the provider. For example, if you want to only use Google map, you can add the provider Google. Okay, like this. By default, it's a default means that it will take the operating system's default map. Okay, next you have option to show user location. So right now if I put show user location, okay, to true, and save it, it will show my locations. Okay, so for example, let's go here. So I am somewhere America. I don't know why it's not showing. Okay, maybe I need to get access to the location. Okay, we'll do it later on. Now right now this is the just a map that we are showing, right? Now whatever the map you are seeing, right, that is default Google map, okay? And if you see the color combination, everything, okay? But what if you want to change this color combination of this layout, right? So let me show you how to do it, okay? Search on Google um, map style wizards, okay? And here you will give this first link called map style with google.com, okay? You just click on this use legacy JSON style wizard, and here you can literally change each color, okay? For example, you obviously you have more option here. If you go to the more option, you can change the color of the park, government, attraction, lot of things, right? But we will not go into that detail, but you can go ahead and you can explore more things here. We are gonna use this. If you see right there, we have some theme, right? Now we are going to use this silver theme, okay? But you can explore more themes like here. Right now we are going to use silver theme. Here you can see, right, for example, let me zoom it, okay? And you will see the road name and everything, right? It's up to you how much road you want to, or how much detail you want to show, okay? So right now obviously I will show all the roads. Landmark I will little bit decrease, okay? But you can decrease more if you want. See, like this, okay? Then labels, so I will put, you can remove all the labels or you can put more labels, okay? I will put labels like this, okay? Maybe I will keep all of this, that's really better, okay? See, and landmark, when you put the landmark, I don't see it's that much visible to eyes, okay? But if you see right now, if you see this area, right, if I click on this Washington and kind of thing, right, so it's showing all the details. So it's up to you how you want to edit it, okay? Once you are done with the editing everything, click finish, okay? And this will give the JSON file, see, okay? So copy this JSON, all the object, go to your project, and inside this one, right, we have folder called utils. Create a new file, and here we'll call map view style.js. Oh sorry, so it need to be a JSON because it's a JSON file we are going to add, okay? And just paste the code which you copied, okay? You don't need to understand this code, just save as it is, okay? And now here you can write custom map style, okay? And then you have to locate this particular file, okay? So in this case is map view. So let's see whether we are getting suggestion. So I don't think so we are getting, but let's import it manually. So this will be a map view style from, and then you have to provide the path. So this need to be a from, and then utils slash map view JSON, okay? And then this particular import you have to add it here like this. And if I save it, and you will see the change on the application, okay? Now your theme is changed to silver, which we selected. So it's up to you how you want to design and everything, okay? It's up to your hand how you want to modify, okay? So this is how easily you can add the map on the screen, okay? So until this point, if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section, okay? So we successfully integrated the map inside our application. Next, we are gonna fetch the user's current location, okay? I will tell you how to access the user location. Then we are gonna show the that user location on the map, okay? So automatically once you load the application, it will show the user location area on the map, okay? So in order to use the user's current location, we are going to use this Expo location dependency, okay? This is package where you can access the user location. So first let's copy this command, okay? And let's install that in your VS Code project. Then if you see, right, this is some of the steps you need to add in order to get the user's location, okay? So this user location is quite helpful, okay? If you want to access the location in the background in the Expo application, you can do it with the help of Expo location. So now inside the app.json file, you have to add the plugin called Expo location. So copy this plugin because we already have this Expo, okay? So just copy these plugins, and let's go to your app.json file, okay? And after the web, just paste this plugin, okay. And here if you see, it is saying the allow the product name to use your application. So here we will change to allow EV station app to use your location, okay, and save it. Next, if you scroll down, this is the use this is how you can use this, okay. This is the code. So first thing, let's import this Expo location. Let's go to app.js, and here I will put the import statement for this Expo location. Then if you scroll down, let's import this to use state, and obviously just you can copy all of these things until this point and go back to our application, okay. And inside the app method, okay, I will, after font I will add that one, okay. So it has a use effect, make sure to import use effect. Then it's showing the location, obviously we added, okay. And it will request the permission first, okay. If it is granted, then we are good. If it did not granted, then it will showing the error that permission is not or is denied or something like that, right. And this is how you can able to get the location, okay. So what I will do now, here is just console the location, okay. So console, and here I will console the location. Whenever we get the location, we will just console in our terminal, okay. So this is our terminal, I will console it. Now save this one, and if you see, we got one error that use state is not defined. Let's import the use state, save it, and if you see, immediately it asking allow Expo Go to access this device location. Now it is using Expo Go because right now we are using Expo Go, but once you run on the actual device, you will say your application name there, right. And you are saying precise location or approximate, okay. You have two options. So we will say precise, and then you have option right while using the app only this time, or don't allow. I will select the while using this app, okay. Let me bring this down. This is the old error, okay. So just ignore that one and say while using this app. And let me, so we said that one, okay. I don't know, let's save again. So right now that our terminal not returning anything, I don't know the issue. Let's try to stop and rerun this terminal, and I just restart my application. And if you see, I got these coordinates with the latitude, longitude, okay. So inside this, once you console this the location, right, inside that we have coordinates, and then inside that you have all these fields called latitude, longitude. Obviously we need, more important is latitude and longitude, okay. So let's log into the application. Now once we have this location information, right, obviously we need at different components at different screen, right. So obviously we cannot call this method everywhere, okay. So what we can do, whenever this application is launched, right, and we are getting this user's location, obviously, so we'll store this user location in one context, okay. So if you don't know about the context, okay, so context will help us to save some data, and that particular information can accessible throughout the application, okay. So let's define the context first, okay, and then you will get to know much better. So inside the app folder, I will create a new folder, and we can call it as a context, okay. So all the context if you have, you can put in this folder, and we can call it as user location context.js, can make JSX, okay. Here you have to write export constant and the name of the context. So I will keep the similar name of the file name is equal to create context, okay, and default is I will provide as a null, and save it and save. Now obviously we are exported this, so obviously we can use anywhere. Let's save this one, and let's close all the files, and now go to this app.js, okay. So here obviously we want to access this throughout the application. So what you can do, you can wrap this context, okay. So user location context, okay, dot provider, okay, similar like color provider, okay. Here you have to provide the value, okay, the default value which we are going to provide, which is the location comma set location, okay. Obviously when you provide these values, location and sort location, whatever the component it is inside this particular provider, it that particular context is accessible to that particular component. Right now if you see, I have this tab navigations, okay. So you can access this location information inside a tab navigation. Also if you want to update the local information from the tab navigation, you can do that, okay. Now we have this location information throughout the application now. Okay, next thing, now you want to access this location inside the app map view. Okay, because here we want to set users latitude and longitude. Okay, so in order to access that context value, which is location, and use set location, you have to define like constant, then in curly braces. Okay, make sure this curly braces, not the square bracket, then user location comma set. Oh sorry, it's just a location. Okay, not user location. So whatever the context name you use, same name you have to give it here, is equal to use context, because we want to use context. This is the React hook, and then you have to provide the context name. So in this case is users location context. Okay, now you have the value. Obviously when you set the value, immediately it take a few milliseconds or second to update the value here, right? So what I can do, first thing, let's go back app.js, and here we are just setting the set location value. Okay, so here we'll write coordinates as well, because I want not a complete location object, I want only coordinates object. So I save the coordinates, and here you can display this view only if you have the location information. Okay, so you can write like this, location dot latitude. Okay, for example, any of the field, if it's there, then only show the map view. Okay, so this is how you can print it out, and here you just say and. Okay, means this, if this is true, then only it will show this value. Okay, and if you see right now, you have the latitude, and that's the reason you can able to see the map. Now here you have to define region. Whenever a region is nothing but whenever you launch the UI, right, it will show the map of your region. Okay, so just define region. Inside that you have to provide the latitude. Okay, so you can get latitude from the location dot here dot latitude comma longitude, obviously location comma longitude. Okay, and then you have to provide the latitude delta. Okay, so latitude delta, so in this case I will provide 0.0422, and the longitude, say then longitude, actually longitude data, which is 0.0421. obviously you can change it, it's like a zoom level. Okay, and then save it, and if you save this, right, and now if you see, it's showing the nearby my location. In this section we are going to add user marker on the map. Okay, before that, if you did not subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe. And this is the Tube Gurji courses, okay, where you can keep a track of your learning. Okay, so currently you can go, and most of the courses are free. Okay, if you want to open any of the course, and if you want to enroll it, just click enroll, and then you can keep a track of each courses. Okay, you can learn chapter by chapter. Also you will get a free source course, you can see the demo of the application and everything. Inside the upgrade, you can just upgrade for $3 per month, it's very cheap. Okay, and then you will get all the source code along with the all the courses available to learn on this platform. Okay, so moving back to our application, so here inside the map view, right, so right now we need to add the marker inside the map view. So I will write this map view tag like this, and inside that, let me close this one, we'll add a marker. Okay, and if you see, this marker is importing from the React Native maps. Then inside that one, first thing and very important thing, we need to provide the coordinates. Okay, so here we can provide the coordinate, and the obviously we need to provide the latitude and the longitude. Okay, so add the latitude first. Okay, so location dot, obviously I will question mark if it's not there, latitude. Okay, and the second is longitude, location called longitude. Okay, like this, and if I click save, if you see, the marker is showing on the screen immediately. Okay, it means this is our user's current location. Now obviously if you don't want this custom marker, you can add your own marker. Okay, so it's very easy. So inside the marker, you need to provide the marker which you want to use. So obviously it's very easy just to add image tag. Okay, Inside the image tag you have to provide source, and just locate the file from the local asset folder. So in this case I will locate like this. So in my case it is in assets slash images slash car marker dot png. Okay, and close the tag. Obviously you can give width and height, so let's give style. We'll give width of 60 comma height of 60 and then save it. Okay, and if you see that marker is changed to car now. As we are developing the EV charging application, it's better to show the car. Okay, means obviously that location of the car will display on the screen. Okay, that is nothing but the user's current location. And this is how easily you can add the marker on the screen. Okay, so obviously if you want to add multiple markers, you can use the iterate this markers list. Okay, or we will see in the later in this particular course, but with the help of this marker tag, okay, we are able to add the marker inside the Google Map view. Okay, so if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. We're gonna add the header at the top of this on this home screen. Okay, so in order to add the header, let's go to this home screen, and here we create a new file which is our component called header.jsx. Add the default template like this and save it. Obviously go to this home screen. Okay, and inside the home screen we will add the header component. So let's go to the home screen and let me put this down. Inside one view I will add the header. Okay, and if you see, the header will display it on the screen. Now we want this header on the top of this map view, so just give this some style. Okay, so I will write external styling here to keep this home screen clean. So let's add the external styling. React Native to style sheet and make sure to import the style sheet, and here you can write the header container like this. Okay, and we can give the position absolute, then we will give z index to 20, then we'll add padding of 10. Okay, width I will keep 100%, and then I will add padding horizontal, means from padding x from left and right to maybe 20 we can add, and save it. And now once we have this style sheet ready, just apply the style sheet to this particular view. Okay, so styles dot header container and then save it, and if you see, header is showing on the top of this map view. Okay, now go to the header, and inside this header, okay, you need to write a couple of things. First thing, on the left hand side we will show the user profile icon, in the middle we will show the logo, and on the right hand side we will show the filter icon. Okay, so let me remove this one and let's add the image tag. Here we'll add source and close the tag. Now here we need to add the user's image, right? And for that one, obviously you need the user's information, right? That user information you can get it from constant, then write user. Okay, destructureize this params and then is equal to use user. And if you see, this user we are importing from the Clerk Expo. Okay, so it will give you the logins user information. Okay, now before this from the start course to until this point, we fetch the images from our local environment. But what if you want to show the image from the URL? Okay, so in this case you have to define URI and then you have to provide the URL. Okay, so in this case is user dot maybe it's just image URL. Okay, that's it, and this is how simply you can show the user's image. Okay, and close the tag. Now here we'll add some styling. Style is equal to width, I will add 45, then height I will add the 45, and I will make rounded corner, so border radius I will keep 99 and save it. And if you see, the image is getting added. Okay, height I will need to 45, and if you see, the user image showing on the screen. Okay, that is profile icon, whatever the user login, it's a Gmail profile icon. Okay, now let's add the another image for the logo. Source, obviously we are getting from this local, so required, and here we'll locate the particular asset from the asset folder, images/logo.png, in the tag, and give some styling. Style is equal to width 200, height will give 50, maybe 45, and then we'll get object fit to content. Okay, and then save it, and this is how it looks. See, okay. And next, the another image is the logo. Okay, so what we can do, we will just search some icon. So go to the font icon Expo, and here you can search for the filter. Okay, let's search for if we have any ionic icon for that one. I don't think so. Let's search, just search filter, and we'll take this font awesome. Okay, so copy this import statement, paste it here, and then copy this component name and paste it like this. Okay, and save it, and if you see on the screen, this is how it looks. Okay, now bring everything in one line. So it's very easy. Okay, here you need to add the style, okay, is equal to, and inside that we can add the display, make it flex, or we'll do one thing. Instead of adding style here, we will add externally. Okay, so it's not mandatory, or just sometimes if the style sheet is little bigger, I will preferably add the styling externally. Okay, so here I will add that styles dot, and we'll give some style names called container. Okay, and let's attach that container here. Now let's add some property. So display flex, we'll give flex direction with row, and if I save it, this is how it looks. Okay, now give justify content and space between, so it will give the equal space between all of this. Okay, also make align item to be in the center, so vertically it will be in the center. Okay, if you want to change the icon little bit, 26 maybe, little bigger, perfect. And that's all. So we are preferably you can add some background. Actually, let me add background color. Okay, and we want some transparent white background, so let's add in colors folder here, and I will white transparent. Okay, and I will give the color like hash FFF87. Save this one. It is little transparent color, so let's add colors dot white transparent and save it, and this is how it look for now. Okay, so what we can do, because we give the padding, okay, we'll add the background color directly into the home.js, but for now we'll keep as it is. Okay, perfect. So this look good to me, and if you want to obviously add some styling and everything, you can go ahead and just play around it, and you will get much better styling. Okay, so I hope you understand how to add header. Next, what we can do, we will add the place autocomplete, right, where user can search the location, and it can give the suggestion of the search, and once it click, we'll get the latitude and longitude, and from that one we obviously search the data. Okay, so obviously we'll learn how can we implement all of these things in upcoming sections. Okay, so see you in the next section. Now in this section we are going to add search bar component, and in that search bar obviously we are giving a capability of searching the address. Okay, and that address we are fetching from the Google Place API. So first thing, let's inside the home screen, let's add the new component, and we can call it as a search bar .jsx. So it need to be JSX, and then add the default template. Okay, and save it. We need to install one dependency, okay, which is this React Native Google Place Autocomplete. Okay, so this is the one of the best dependency you will find on the internet. Okay, and this will help us to give the autocomplete search box. Okay, so just copy this dependency and paste it here, and then it will install this React Native Google Place Autocomplete package for us. Now let's add this search bar component inside the home screen. Okay, so inside this, after the header, we'll add this search bar and save it. And if you see, search bar is showing on the screen now. Now let's go to the search bar, and inside here, let me remove this one. We need to add the Google Place Autocomplete. So just write Google Place Autocomplete. You can just see this example. Okay, so this is how you can use this. Okay, so I will copy this existing code for the reference and we'll paste it here, and make sure to import this statement as well. Okay, perfect. Now here, couple of things. First, if you see, right, let me save this one, and then you will see the search bar here on the screen. The placeholder, you can change the placeholder here. You can something, right, EV charging station. Okay, if I save it, if you see, the placeholder get changed. Okay, on the press, when you select any of these addresses from the drop down, right, it will return the value inside this on press event, and then you have to provide the API key from the Google Cloud Console. Okay, so the question is how to generate this API key. Okay, so first thing, let's go to this Google Cloud. Okay, and if you did not use the Google Cloud before, don't worry. Okay, second thing, it's completely free. If I go to this pricing, okay, so we need to find Google Cloud Place API. Okay, and then go to here, and then if I go to the pricing, okay, you will find that you will get $200 every month. Okay, so you can use the data, the API until $200, and that is quite efficient if you are a developer. Okay, and you want to test this one, so don't worry, it's completely free. If you don't have an account, create a new account, and then let me just say Google Cloud Console. Okay, and go to this console. Okay, so here you will find the welcome page. If you don't have any new project, just create a new project, and then go to this API and services. Okay, once you are in the API services, you can enable new APIs here. Okay, just search the API. For example, if you want to search for the Place API, just click here, because obviously we are going to use Place API. Click Place API, and here you can just enable it. Right now it's enabled for my project. Okay, but you will find the enable button here, and just you can enable it. Okay, so this is very important. And if you see, right, you have multiple API that you can search it and enable it. Once you enable that one, right, let's go to this API and services again, and on the left hand side you will find this option called credentials. Click on that one, and then if you see, we have option called create credential. Click on that one, and here you have to create an API key. Okay, once you generate this API key, let's see generating. Okay, we'll wait for a few seconds, and if you see, the API key is generated. Okay, so copy this API key. Obviously you can rename this API key. I already have this API key generated for the Google Map, so I will delete this existing one. Okay, and then you can open this API key. Delete the existing one, and then copy this API key. Okay, don't use mine, and just create your own. And then once you copy it, just paste it here. Okay, like this, and then save it. Now if I try to search some value, for example, if I go here and try to search, like, you will get the suggestion C very easily, right? And it also showing that it's powered by Google. Okay, if you don't want to show this option that powered by Google, you can enable that one. Okay, you have property called enable power by container, and you can make it false, and then save it. And if you see, that option is gone now. Okay, it's up to you if you want it or not. Okay, so I will keep it. And if I click on this one, right, if I click on any of this address, if you see in the console, you will get this result. Okay, if I go to the console, and if you see, you got the all bunch of JSON data. Okay, now obviously a couple of things we need from this data. Okay, the first is the address, the name of the address which we are already getting, and the another is the this particular address latitude and longitude. So to get that one, we need to add one property to this one called fetch details. Okay, so that it will fetch all the details including the coordinates, and that coordinate contain a latitude and longitude. Okay, which we need to fetch the place information or the all the places nearby. Okay, so now this is the with the help of this Google Place Autocomplete, we are able to add our search bar. Obviously you can customize it. Okay, so in meantime you can just add some styling and just customize according to your need. Okay, so obviously if you face any issue while customizing the search bar, you can access my source code anytime. As I told you, you can go you can access not only the source code, but you can access all the courses and their source code as well. Okay, once you join the membership. And here I added some styling to the search bar along with this icon and some CSS styling to this particular search bar. Okay, so if I try to search anything, right, and right now obviously we are getting all this information. Okay, now this information we are going to save inside one state. Okay, so what we can do, we can define one state constant, and here we'll say or we don't need it, because what we can do, we can just save set the value and we'll pass back to the home screen. Okay, so in order to get only the coordinates of the selected address, you can just write search location, and inside that you can write details comma geometry, okay, dot location. Okay, from this particular path we can get the location of the address. Okay, and this is the detail page which we are getting now. Search address. So now let's pass back this search bar the search location information to this home screen back. Okay, where we define the search bar. Okay, so what we can do, we can just add the search location. Inside that I will say location, and then we'll just console in the console log. Okay, so let's go back here again, and I will remove this console because we don't need any more. I save it. Let's search some address. I click on this one, and if you see, we got latitude longitude, which is in the home screen where we are consoling it. Okay, so how simple it is, correct? So in the next section we will learn how to fetch data from Place API by passing these locations. Okay, but also before searching this address, right, we are going to use user current location to fetch the place informations. Okay, so once we pass all the coordinates of the user's location, then we will fetch the data from the Google Place API, and then we'll show all the nearby charging station on the screen. Okay, so see you in the next section. So with the help of Google Place API, we're gonna fetch the nearby places. Okay, depends on the user's location. So for that one, if you go to this Google Place map documentation, you will find this documentation on the Google, where on the left hand side, if you see, right, we have a different type of documentation, and here we're gonna go with this Place API. Okay, and this is the simple example. It mentioned how to use this Place API. Okay, so obviously we are going to use nearby search. Okay, and this is the basic information, basic API request to make the API call to get the information. Okay, so right now on the documentation they gave the curl API call. Okay, but obviously we're gonna with the help of Axios we're gonna make this call. Okay, if you want to help of this particular documentation, the link is in the description. You can check it out anytime. So first thing, let's copy this particular API endpoint, and let's go back to our application. Inside here, inside the UTL folder, okay, we have this UTL folder. We will create a new folder and we can call it as a global API.js. So all the API call we're gonna write in this particular folder. So first thing, write the base URL, okay, which we copied. So we'll paste this base URL here. Okay, and another thing, obviously we need the API key. Okay, so just paste your API key. Okay, so I will your API key, and then we need to install the Axios. Okay, so most of the in my project I use Axios to make the API call. Obviously you can use fetch as well, but Axios is much more easy to implement. Then let's just type npm I Axios. Okay, and it will install the Axios for us. Okay, next if you go to the documentation, here you will find this particular data, okay, which you need to send to this API request, okay, in the post call, okay. And then you have to write this some of the fields which you need to provide while making the Axios call, okay. So what we can do, we can write constant config, okay, and inside the header we need to provide this information. So header, and obviously first is a content type, okay, which will be a application slash JSON. Then we need to write X Google API key, okay. So this is the obviously need to match with what we have here, okay. So this particular API key, okay. So just copy this one and paste it here. Obviously this needs to be, and here it will come your API key, okay. Then you have the Google field mask, okay. So this Google field mask will help you to get the only appropriate information from the API, because Google API, the Google Place API will return a lot of different type of result or fields, okay, which we don't need it actually. So what you can do, you can just use this Google field mask and you can provide the only field which you need it, okay. So for example, if you have multiple field, you can use inside bracket. If you have only one, you want to fetch all the fields, just star, okay. So in this case we're gonna fetch some of the field like places dot display name, okay. Then we're gonna fetch inside the single quote places dot formatted address. Now you might have the question how to get this information, okay. So if you go to the documentation and go to this old Google Place API, okay, it might be here I think, and here maybe you can go to this nearby search, okay, it's a new, let's go in any of this one, okay, and then you will see the API endpoint, okay. I don't know where to find, okay, but I already have and I pasted here, okay. So this is how you previously we used to call the nearby search, okay. We are providing keyword, the location into latitude, longitude, radius, everything inside the URL only, and if I enter it, right, it will give me the result, okay. Obviously you need to pass the API key at the end, and here you will get the result. So if you see in the result, right, this is the old what we can say old one, okay, and from this one you are getting some result. With the new API it's little bit different, okay, and that's the reason these are the some of the field which I already showing on the screen, okay. So that we need it while we are fetching the data. It might feel complicated, but just write the field which I am giving, okay, and that's the field we are going to use. Obviously if you need anything in this particular course, we'll add it here. Then we need location. From this location we'll get the coordinates of the field. Then we need places dot EV charge option, okay. So from that we'll get what type of charger and how many units are there, and then last we'll get the places dot photos, okay. So these are the field we needed in order to get the result, okay. So obviously it will return this 5 field information for us, okay. Now our configuration is ready. Now next you need to make API call. So you just write constant and new nearby place is equal to, here we need to send data in the post call, and this is Axios. Obviously we are using Axios, okay. So let's import the Axios here. Import Axios from Axios, okay. And once you install, it has a post method, okay, and inside the post method you need to make a API call, okay. So in this case we have the base URL and then the data, okay, and along with that you need to pass the configuration, okay, the header information. And in order to use this API all everywhere, right, you need to make it export default, and inside that you just write new nearby place API, so it will be accessible throughout the application, okay. Now go to the home screen, okay, and inside the home screen you need to get this user's location first, okay. So constant location comma set location is equal to use context and here we get user location context. Okay, and what we can do, we'll write method constant to get a nearby place. Okay, and inside this arrow function we will write the global API dot new nearby place. Here obviously we need to provide the data, then and it will return the response. Okay, so console.log, the response, our response will be in the response.data. Okay, but obviously we don't have data, so let's add the data information. Okay, so here constant data, and inside that if you go to the documentation, let me go to this previous page. So this much information we needed. Okay, so I will just copy this and then paste it here like this. Okay, just format this document. Perfect. Now obviously here we need to pass this electric vehicle charging station. Okay, now this you can find it on Google. Just type Google place API some types. Okay, and you will find the places types. Okay, and if you scroll down, this is old one, so let me just search EV charging. So if you see, right, they also write the blog. They recently on the October they added this API, okay, endpoint to get this API info, the place electric charging information. Okay, and if you go to this new API place, okay, type, here you will see the electric vehicle charging station under the automotive. Okay, so copy this type, and here you need to paste it here inside this included type. Obviously you can add multiple types as well. Okay, maximum result right now we are showing 10. That the latitude longitude, if you see, right, it's right now it's the default one. Obviously we will replace with the obviously our, so first it location dot latitude and location dot longitude. Okay, so obviously initially it will fetch from the user's location, depends on the user location. Here I will increase size to 500. This is a radius. Okay, in how much radius you want to search, and then you need to call this API inside the use effect. Okay, so if you don't know about the use effect, right, use effect is a React hook which help us to make, or this particular user effect will execute. Okay, if you define like this, and this instance of this use effect will execute multiple times or infinite times, so that if you want to execute only once this component load, you have to pass this empty array. Okay, and now if I try to run this one, it will execute this get nearby place, but sometimes location will take time to get the data, right, and then that time you need to execute this one, so you can pass this location information. So whenever the location is available, this use effect will execute. Okay, and here I also add the condition that location is available, then only execute this get nearby place. Now let's save everything and let's go back to our console. And if you see, right now we got the error that request failed. It means our inside our API we have some issue. So now I just change here, we added the charger, so it's just EV charge option, and the content type is C is capital and T is capital. Okay, so that was the mistake, and if you see now we are getting the result. Okay, so this result contains an object and a lot of things. Okay, so don't worry, we will figure it out. Okay, but I hope you understand this one, how to do it. Okay, obviously if you want to see all the data, just make this stringify, and then you might see all the data. Okay, so if you go here, see all the data you can able to see. Okay, so if you want to copy this data, right, what you can do, you can just copy all of these things. Okay, and then once you copy this one, add a new file inside the VS Code only. Okay, by doing command N on VS Code or control N on the Windows, and paste your code. Okay, so here just do this format document, and then it will give formatted document and everything. Okay, so obviously right now if you see, it's still showing object, so don't worry, we'll fix that one. Okay, but we have the formatted address. Okay, this one was old, I think. Okay, let me, so okay, so this is the actual console, our latest console. Okay, it has a formatted address, the location, the display name and the photo. Okay, so right now if you see the in photos we don't have proper URL. Okay, from the name we have to fetch photo, that I will tell you how to do it. Okay, but this is how we are getting the result. Okay, but if you see, the display name is called Volvo Alto. Here we have the Tesla supercharger, then we have electrify American charging station. Also if you see, right, we have the all the information which we needed. Okay, and along with that if you see that we have EV charging option, it's showing connector count, how many connector counts are there, the type of that connector, the maximum rate kilowatt, and the count. Okay, so all the information is here. So now we inside this home screen, right, we have this information. Obviously we are gonna store this information one state, and then we will start one we will pass this one another component where we are going to display the result on the screen, and after that we are going to show the markers as well. Okay, so see you in the next section. So in the last section, we are successfully able to fetch Google Play's information, and with the help of this get nearby places API. Okay, and right now we are just consuming this data. So first thing, let's store this data in one state. So I will write constant and we'll put in one state, and we can call it as a place list comma set place list is equal to use state. Okay, I will initially I'll keep it empty, and over here we'll just add that data. So set place list, and we'll add response dot data, and if you see this is our response, right, with, and inside that we have places, so just add the places as well, places. Okay, so we'll get the list of all the places inside this our place list state. Okay, also just to inform, right, I also added this one more field called places dot short formatted address, which will return the short format address. Okay, so instead of writing the all this code or country or state, it just return the given address. Okay, so now once we have this place list, right, we'll create a one component in order to show the data on the screen. Okay, obviously we are going to use flat list to display the business that particular place list. So for that one I'll create a new component. Okay, and we can call it as a place list view dot jsx, add the default template. Okay, and save it. Now inside the home screen, after the app map view, let me bring this in one line, and I will add one view. Inside that I will keep the place list view. Okay, and save it. And if you see right now it's going below below this map. Okay, so obviously we need to give some styling to this one, so we'll add style and we'll keep the external styling. So outside of this one I will say place list container. Okay, and inside that we'll give some property like position. Oh, it's need to be colon, position is absolute. Okay, and we'll make bottom of 0. Okay, like this, and let's save this one. Obviously let's apply the style here called place list container, and if you see it's showing right now in the bottom section. Okay, obviously we'll give z index to maybe 10, and then we'll also give the width 100%. Okay, and save it. So if you needed extra style we can add it later on. Okay, now we have the place list here. For this place list we are providing this place list information. Okay, so just add the place list. So here what we are doing, whatever the place list we are storing inside this place list, right, using this set place list, we are sending that information to this place list view component. Okay, and this is how we are going to send. So whatever the value you want to send, that value you have to send it here, and the name which you want to give it here, you can give any name, but most probably I'll keep same name. Okay, now obviously this name need to be use it as a props over here like this. Okay, so that you will get the place list. Now one more thing, you can write the condition if place list is there, then only if place list is available, then only show this component. Okay, because sometimes it takes time to load the playlist because we are fetching it from the API, right, from the server, and obviously it will take some time. Obviously in the meantime the component get rendered, but playlist is not available. So whenever the playlist is available, it will show this component. Now save this playlist view and save this playlist view as well. Okay, and the home screen. Now inside here we are going to use flat list. Okay, if you don't know about the flat list, you can just search on the Google. Okay, and then you will find a flat list view Expo documentation. Okay, so if you go on the React Native or Expo documentation, you will see the how to use it and why, and there are different property you will find on the right hand side. See, okay, so it's very easy and very powerful what we can say pop-up feature inside the Expo React Native application. Okay, so in order to define flat list, you have to define flat list and make sure it is importing from the React Native. Okay, now there are some of the property which you need to provide. For firstly, data. So what data you want to render? Okay, flat list is basically used to render the elements. Okay, so obviously in this case we need to render the place list. Okay, and let me comment this section for now. If you want to check if you are getting the data inside the place list view, you can just console the place list view. Okay, so we'll just console place list, save this one, and let's open the terminal. And if you see in the terminal, we got the data. See the star 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 and the place list. It means we are getting the proper data. Okay, now inside the place list we'll provide the list which you want to render, and then you have to provide the render item. Okay, so in this case item comma index. Okay, so each item it will render one by one. Okay, so here you can define the view. Okay, like this. And now if you see our JSON will be like this. Okay, so this is a flux element and it has a display name, short format address and everything, right? Let's try to print the display name. Okay, so it will be like, if you want to print it, it's like item dot display name dot name. Okay, let's make sure, yeah, it's a text, not a name, it's a text. So text. Okay, and then save it, and let's see. So right now we got error that text must be in the string. Obviously we need to keep this in a string, so let me put this in a string and save it. Okay, let's reload this page again, and if you see after loading, it's showing the list of all the place list. Okay, which we are going to display. Now what we are going to do, instead of showing writing all the design or component or item over on this particular inside this view, we will create a different component, and then that component we are going to render. So what we can, so we can just write place item dot jsx as a component, add the default template, save this one, and instead of this particular text or everything, right, we will just add the place item like this and then save it. Okay, so right now if you see, just place item is showing because inside place item we just have text called place item. And then now one by one we'll pass the item here. So I will give the place as a name, and then we'll pass this item one by one. Okay, let's give the key as an index. Okay, so this key can whenever you are defining any view or anything, any tag, right, it's in React they are just they want to provide some key. Okay, it need to be unique, so obviously index will hold 0 1 2 3 infinity value. Okay, so kind of thing. So in place item, now we are sending the place information, just accept it as a place, save this one, and let's save this one as well. And now if I try to display the name of the places, we can display here. Okay, so display name comma text, and let's print it out, and if you see now it's showing the text. Okay, so instead of writing this item place item information or code over here, we just put it inside this place item. Okay, it helps us to organize our code much better. Now let's do one thing. Okay, so the first thing we're going to display the image. Okay, so let's go here and let's remove this, and I will add the image from the React Native. So so it need to be a source. Okay, so right now we need to add image, but if you see, right, we have the photos and inside that we have the name. Okay, but it's not a URL, it's just some ID. Okay, so obviously we need a API or some URL to pass that information, so we will look into that later on. But for now, for this image I will put the local image. Okay, and then we will replace with the actual image. So right now I will say assets, and then from the images I will add the login-bg.png. Okay, and then we'll add some style to this one. So let's say style, we'll say width 100%. Okay, then we'll add border radius 10, we will add height 130, and then save it. Okay, so it's saying login bg png is not there. Let's see what's the name of that file. So it's a EV charging. Okay, so okay, yeah, its name is EV charging, so we'll change this name to EV charging, EV dash charging. Okay, and if you see the image is showing on the screen, but it's quite weird, right? Because we want to show the horizontal list and not vertical, so it's very easy to modify. So inside flash list we have one property called horizontal. Okay, and make it as a true. By default it's a false, and if you make it horizontal as a true, then it will show you the list on the horizontal way. Right now if you see, it's not showing because our width we give 100%. Okay, so to fix this issue, right, what we can do, obviously you can give the width over here, but I don't want to do that. We'll give some style to this view, and here first thing we'll add width. Okay, and if I give the width, for example 300, and save it, now it will show the result. Okay, but in this case what I need to do depends on the screen size. I need to give width. Okay, so instead of giving the hardcoded value, I can say dimensions dot, we have property called get. In that we have two options, screen or window, so I will select the screen. Okay, and then we have property called font scale, height, scale, width. Okay, so in this scale we'll say width, and I will multiply it by 0.9 and save it, and this is how it looks now. Okay, so obviously each width is of same, whatever width depends on the screen size, it will show this result. Okay, and if you see, I can able to scroll horizontally as well. Okay, also in the flat list, let's go to this our place list view, and you can make scroll by horizontal scroll bar, show horizontal scroll bar indicator, which is false. Okay, so otherwise it will show you the scroll bar. Right now it's not visible over here because it's going below this particular the tab, but it's there. Okay, so now once you make this false, it will not visible to you. Okay, next obviously we will add some property, like we'll add the background color. Here I will add the background color of white. Okay, then we'll give some margin, so margin of 5, save this one, and this is how it looks now. Okay, also we'll add border radius of 10 like this. Okay, now if you see, it's not visible twice, but its border is 10 now. Perfect. Now after the image we need to add the business name. Okay, and so I will add one view. Inside the view I will let's give some style to this view as well. So I will add style, and we'll add the padding of 15, and now inside this I will write the text. Okay, and inside this text we'll give the name of the business, which is place dot display name dot text, and save it. And now if you see, the name it's showing now. Okay, so let's give some styling to this one as well. So let's add style, and here I will add the color is already black, that's fine. Let's add the font size of 23, font family I will add outfit medium. Okay, and save it. See, this is how it looks. Perfect. Also let's add another text here, and which is our address. Okay, so if you see this our result, okay, let me close this, and Now we want to show this short format address. Obviously you can show the formatted address, but we have this short formatted address. So I will copy this field name and we call it place dot formatted address like this and save it. And if you see, it's showing formatted address. Let's apply some style to this one. So it's we can say colors dot gray. Okay, and the font family is outfit. Perfect, like this. Okay, next we want to add the how many points are there, right? And that information we are getting. Let me close this one. Let me open one of them. And if you see, we have this option called EV charge option. Okay, so from that one we can get the how many connectors are there, right? So let me copy this field name and I will add another view, and inside that view let's add text first, and we can call it as a simple is a simple hardcoded text, so connectors. Okay, and another text, so inside that place dot EV charging connectors dot connector count. So there are total 12 connectors. Okay, make it field optional, save this one, and if you see, the connectors is showing now on the screen. Okay, so right now it doesn't have the connectors value, but if you see now, this one has a connector value, this one has one. Okay, everything, I think most of them have connectors value, but this one don't. Okay, so now for this one, give some style. Here we'll say margin top to 5, and oh sorry, not this, we'll give font family actually. So we'll say outfit, then colors dot gray. Okay, and then I think that's enough. Save. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, obviously we will put we'll add the style to this one. This is margin top to 5. Also we'll add padding of 10, maybe 15, like this. Okay, so it will be in one line, and I don't know why margin is showing that much. Oh, so let's not give padding for now. Okay, and we'll give padding. Okay, so what we can do, instead of giving padding, we'll put all of this view inside this view, because it already have the padding, right? So let me cut it and paste it here and save it. Perfect. And now I can give margin top to 5. Okay, next let's give some style to this connector value. So we'll say font family, sorry, outfit medium. Okay, and then font size 17, margin top to 2, and save it. Okay, so right now it's not showing, but if you see, this is how it looks. Okay, connectors. Perfect. You can increase the size, for example, if you want to make to 20, that's look better. Also I will give font size to this one as well, like 17, little bigger. Okay, that looks pretty much good. Perfect. Now we have that information as well. Okay, now as I told you, right, we can replace this image. Okay, and in order to replace this image, if I go on a Google Place API, okay, oh sorry, Google Place API, let's go to the jump onto the documentation of this Google Place API, and then on the overview on the left hand side you see the option. You just search for the option that place photo. Okay, so we have option called place photo, and if you see, this is the particular endpoint. Here you need to provide the name, okay, which we already have. Then we have provided API key and the parameter. So parameter is nothing but the maximum height pixel and maximum width you need to provide. Okay, so just copy this first, this basic URL. Okay, so let me copy this base URL. Okay, and we'll define this base URL over here, constant place, let's say photo base URL, URL is equal to this URL. Okay, and over here, okay, obviously we don't need require here, but if the image is not there, then we need this option. Okay, so what I will do, I will write the condition over here. If the place dot photo is available, okay, then show the place photo, actual place photo, otherwise show the require. Okay, obviously here you need to provide the base URL. So here we write place photo base URL. Okay, then you need to give the place dot this particular let me show you that one. So place photos, and then you have to give this value. Okay, so place dot photos dot name. So place dot photos, obviously this is first element we need to give. Okay, because this is first element, and then dot name. Okay, make this as optional field. Okay, and then we have, let's go back to documentation, slash media slash question mark key. So here I will add the plus sign, let's put it here inside this bracket, and then here you need to add the key. Okay, so what I will do, inside the global API key, we already have the key here. Okay, I will just export this key so that we can use it in our application. Okay, so here I will write global API dot API key. Okay, plus we need to write the maximum height in pixel. Okay, so and if you see the documentation here, we need to hide pixel and the width. So write the pixel here, I will give value is equal to 800, and we need to write maximum width pixel, which is 1200. Okay, and if the place photo is not there, then obviously it will take the local image. Okay, and save everything. So here if you see, right, we are not getting any result, and we got the error in the console as well. So what we miss here, right, obviously if you are providing URL, right, we need to pass the URI, correct? If you remember, whenever we are passing the we are providing image from the URL, we need to add URI, otherwise we need to add require. Okay, and now wrap this everything in a curly braces like this. Okay, so now our condition will check if the place photo have this URL, right, then it will pass to, or it will run this URI, otherwise it will get the local image. Okay, and now save this one, and now we see we got the result. Okay, now if you see, right, if we have the if doesn't have photo, then it will show you the local image. Okay, otherwise it will show you the actual image. Okay, perfect. Now let me increase the height of this particular image. So I will change this to maybe 50. Perfect, like this. Okay, and it has all the option here. Now let's add some styling to this one. Okay, I know I need to add some gradient effect to this particular card. Okay, so in order to add the gradient effect in the Expo, right, you just need to search on the Expo, like linear, or just add gradient Expo. Okay, and you will find this first link, okay, which will jump to this Expo linear gradient documentation, and here you need to import the statement, okay, to add the linear gradient, and you will see the magic in a moment. But let's first install this dependency, and then it will show you how you need to use this one. Okay, so here you need to provide some colors, and then it will show you the gradient effect. Okay, let's implement that one. So let's go back to our application. Before this image, I will add the linear gradient. So linear, its name linear gradient. Okay, let's copy this one, because otherwise you have to restart your application to get suggestion and everything. Linear gradient in the tag, and then this linear gradient you can uh, add, close it over here, just paste that one. Okay, now to this linear gradient you need to add some property. Okay, before that make sure you will import this linear gradient from this Expo linear gradient import statement. So just import it here. So to this linear gradient we'll add some property. Okay, so first thing we'll give the colors. Okay, so how you want to show. Okay, so here I will give colors. Obviously we want transparent at the top, so the starting color will be transparent and then it will go to the white color. Okay, and let me show you. So right now here if you see, right, we are not able to see gradient, but here just make this index as a -1. Okay, so gradient will be visible now, right? The gradient is little less, right? So what you can do, you can add one more white color and save it, and now it will look more like this. Okay, and if I go back here, see, okay, now it's look much better than the previous. Obviously if I increase the height of this particular image, and then you will get much better result. Okay, so this is how you can add the gradient effect to your card as well. Okay, with the help of this linear gradient. Okay, so obviously you can add the styling as you want. Okay, but for now I added this gradient effect as a styling for this particular card. Okay, so now also I added this button here to get the direction. Okay, and once the button is clicked, we will navigate or show the route as well on our map, or you can navigate to the Google map. Okay, with the given address and location, everything. Okay, but for now I just added this button here to get the direction. Okay, and along with that we have these connectors with a number, and I added this point as a text as well, and obviously this is scrollable. Okay, so I hope you understand how to get this data and how to display this beautiful card flat list view. Okay, and next we're gonna show the marker on the screen. Okay, so whatever the listing you are seeing here, right, all the markers belong to this particular place list will display it on the map. So you are, even though if you click on that one, it will show up automatically, open this particular or it will jump to this particular place list with the information. Okay, and so let's see you in the next section, and let's see how to add the markers from the business list. Now in this section we are going to add all the business marker on the screen. Okay, if it's a 1 or it's a 10, doesn't matter, we'll show it all the markers on the screen. Okay, so first thing, let me close all these files, and let's save this one. Oh, I don't know. Okay, we don't want to save this one. Okay, so first thing, we need to open the app map view where we already have this map. Okay, and okay, I don't know why I uncommented this code. Okay, which is showing the car. Okay, that's fine, but here we are going to add the markers. Okay, but we need the place information first on this app map view. Okay, so from the host screen where we are passing this place list to the place list view, in the similar way we are also going to pass the place list to this app map view. Okay, so we'll pass this app map view, and obviously you can write this condition as well. Okay, and bracket and save it. Okay, now inside the app map view, let's accept it as a prop. So here I will add it here, place list. Okay, now we have the place list and we need to show the marker. Okay, let me close this list marker like this. Now here we need to, instead of showing the 10 markers, because we don't know the value how many markers are there and everything, right? So for that one we'll create a new item and we can call it as a markers. Okay, .jsx. so this will, inside this one will add all our markers. Okay, so right now I will just save this one, and over here we will add the place list. Okay, if place list is there, and condition Oh, sorry, not like this. We need to iterate it, right? So place list and place list dot map, because just in order to iterate it, you have to write map, then item comma index, and then you have to write the arrow function, and inside that you can add the markers item, okay, which we or a component which we just created, okay, and save it. So right now nothing will happen, and if you see this warning, each child has at least a unique key, so obviously you can just provide the key as an index, okay, and this error is gone. I don't know, index 1 size 1, okay, that's fine. Let's remove this for now. Let's reload it. So here I just added this condition, if location is there then only show the marker, okay, because sometimes if you get error, just add that one. Now we have this marker and we are just adding this marker right now. If nothing will display on the screen, and here we need to pass the item one by one. So I will say place and pass the item, okay. From the item obviously we will get all the coordinates, okay. So here accept it as a place, okay, and inside that let me remove this view, okay. The same way we added, right, I will copy the existing marker which we have and I will paste it here, okay. Let's import this marker and also import this image, okay. Let me comment out this image for now. And from this place, if you remember, okay, we have the all the business coordinates, okay. So it is in the location, and inside that we have latitude and longitude, okay. So it's very easy. Already we have location, we'll just add place dot, because we are getting it from the place this time, okay. And then save this app map view, save this makers as well, okay. And we got one error, we'll check what's the issue. And now if you see from the markers which we added, right, we are able to see all the markers here, okay. So I changed the location of my emulator, but now I'm getting all this result, okay, which is nearby me, okay. So now next what we need to do, we need to replace this marker with our own custom marker image, okay, or marker icon. So I already have one marker which I created, okay, and this is the marker I created, and this is I'm going to use instead of this red marker, okay. If you want to use this all the assets, the source code, okay, then you can join my this particular website or membership, okay, and then you can have access to all my source code and as well as these assets and everything, okay. So join it now if you did not join, and subscribe to my channel. So moving back to our markers, right, here inside the markers component, okay, this is the default marker. So obviously you can add this image, okay, and you can add your custom marker here, right, the same way which we added this car marker, the same way you have to add your custom marker. Save this one, and if you see the magic, you got this own custom marker here like this, okay. Now if you want to make this UI little bit zoom, right, you have option here that you can make it little bit or you can change the view little bit, okay. It's up to you how you want to do. Now we are gonna add the on press event on this marker, okay. And once you select this marker, if you see this, currently the map is moving to that particular location, okay, but on the press of that one, we also want to move our slider at that, or move our this particular slider and to show that particular business at this home screen, okay. So first thing what you can do, okay, you can add the paging enabled inside the place list view for this flat list, okay. So what it will do, instead of just scrolling, right, if you see now, if I want to move it, right, it will move to that particular location, see, okay. It's not, if I release from here, it will go at the left or at the right, depends on the selection of this particular business, okay. But now before, if I remove this one, okay, you will see the change. If I remove it, and if I see, now it's just a free scrollable, okay. But if I add the paging enable, it will be at that particular location only, okay. So this is very important. Next what we're gonna add the reference, okay. Just add this reference, and we can call it flat list reference, and make sure to use this use reference, okay. So this flat list reference will be used by this particular hook called use ref, okay, and it is importing from this React, and then attach that particular reference to our flat list. Next, we got to define the scroll to index. Okay, before that we also defined the get item layout. Okay, so flat list have some different property, and here if you see we have property called get item layout. Okay, and here we have to provide the item layout. So let's define that one. We'll say get item layout and the arrow function. Inside that we will provide the length first. So obviously I will provide the length from the dimensions dot it need to be actually displayed in brackets because this is value. So dimension dot get, okay, and we'll get it from the window dot width. Okay, and then we'll say offset value as well. So offset it's also getting from dimensions dot get, and then from the window dot width, okay, into index. So here what are the index we passing, right? Is so for example it's a 0 or 1 or 2, which is nothing but this particular index. Okay, so that index we are passing here, and then comma we have to pass index. Okay, this is the simple syntax in order to get the item layout. Okay, on this one, right, we have to pass some of the property called index like this. Okay, now our get item layout is ready. Okay, let's attach that one to this get item layout like this. And next we need to also define scroll to index method. Okay, scroll to index, and this method will take index, okay, in which position you want to move your slider. Okay, so if you want to move to this second position, so it will go to the second position. If you want to move to the third, it will go to third. Okay, so like that way. And here we have to get the flat list reference which we just created before, dot current comma scroll index, scroll to index. Here we have to define, and we have some property like animated. Okay, so if you see this animated as a true, and then they have to provide the index. Okay, and simple. So whatever the index you provided, it will go to that index. Okay, and obviously if you want to use this scroll to index, you need to add this get item layout. Okay, now next let's test this out. Okay, so inside the use effect I added this use effect, just mention the scroll to index and some value. For example, if I give 2, and right now it's a 2 on second element only, but let's give 1. And if you see on the UI, it automatically move from the left. Okay, for example, if I give 4, see it's moved to that 4 only. Okay, so this is how you can move your slider at that particular position. Okay, next, now instead of obviously we are not going to define over here. Okay, but instead of on the clicking of this marker, right, we need to show this particular business at that location. Okay, so what we can do, there are a couple of ways that we need to define. Okay, first you can get the index of that marker. Obviously index has, and this business has the same index. Okay, like 0 1 2 3, or you can compare it with the some business ID or something like that. Okay, so in that way you can implement the logic. So let's do that. Now let's go to this app map view. Okay, and inside the app map view we are rendering these markers over here. Okay, so inside the marker we are already placing this place item, but this place item contains only place information, and we need this index information like 0 1 2. So what I will do, I will write index and just pass the index into the marker. Okay, now go to the marker and accept it here as an index. Okay, now you have index and place information. So obviously on the press, okay, now here to this marker we have property called on press, and here we will just console the click marker index value. Okay, so let's say marker index comma index. Okay, and then save it. Let's save this file as well, and let me close this one. Let me go back here, and now let's place list view markers. Okay, now if I click on this marker, okay, so see the marker is showing now. If I click on this right side marker, see the index is showing immediately. Okay, perfect. It means this marker is on the press of that marker we are getting this index value. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to send this index value to the business list view, because inside the business list view we have this card. Okay, and over there we need to update this scroll to index. Okay, now the question is how to send it. Okay, obviously we can send back this index value to the app map view, and then from there we have to send back to the home screen. It's a very lengthy process. So that's where again the context is very helpful. Okay, so once you define the context, it will be updated everywhere and can be accessible everywhere once you define that inside the provider. So let's define the context. Okay, obviously we define one for the user location. Same thing you have to define for this marker selection. Okay, so what we can do, we will write method selected marker, okay, dot or context dot jsx. Okay, and here we'll say export constant select marker context is equal to create context, and initially we'll pass null value. Okay, and then save it. Now we created this select marker context. Now obviously you need to wrap your component which you want to share the information inside the provider. So what we can do, obviously you can wrap it anywhere, but inside the home screen I will wrap it in this time. Okay, so let's go to the home screen and we'll wrap around this one. Okay, so instead of, okay, we just wrap maybe here, and we can say select marker context dot provider. Okay, and wrap this like this. Okay, and now here you have to provide the default value, so value, and we'll say selected marker comma set selected marker. Okay, and obviously let's define the state for that one. Okay, default state. So at the top I will define constant, this state is equal to use state, and default value I will say empty. Okay, or you can say 0, it's up to you. Okay, but right now I will providing empty. Now let's save this one. Okay, and wherever you are clicking on the marker, make sure to update that context value. Okay, so inside the marker you are adding on this console log you are printing, right over there you can set the value of that particular context. So what I can do, first define that context here. Okay, that selected marker and selected marker is equal to use context, and then you have to provide the context name. Okay, so in this case is select marker context. Now set select marker, copy this one, and here instead of console I will remove this one and set the value. So just you need to set the index value. Okay, because on the click you are just adding the index, right? So we provide the index value and then save it. Now obviously if I click on this any of this particular marker, then it will navigate to that one. Okay, I don't know why my emulator is froze, and now if I press this, because the location is changed with the emulator, but if I press any of this one, right, see it's we are now setting this value. Now next what you need to do, inside the app list of the place list view, let's go to the place list view where we are going to set this scroll to index, right, because we want to jump to that particular business card. Okay, so here first define that particular context value. So selected marker comma set selected marker is equal to use context and then context name. Okay, now obviously whenever the selected marker context is got changed, we need to call the use effect. Okay, so what I will do, I will pass the selected marker value. Whenever marker value get changed, obviously we gonna call this scroll to index value, and then we'll pass the selected marker value. Okay, here as well I will add this condition, if selected marker is there, and then only scroll to index will work. Let's save this one and let's try it out. And if you see, if I click this item, okay, see it changed immediately. If I select this item, see the below card is changed immediately, depends on the location. See how easily it's changing. See, okay, perfect. So this is how you can implement the logic in order to get the business on the selection of the marker. Okay, I hope you understand this one. Now obviously you can add more styling. For example, if I select this marker, you can change this color of this marker, okay, on only the selected marker, like that way. So let's try it out, and if you face any issue, let me put it in the comment, okay. And obviously if you want to refer the source code, okay, then you can also refer my source code. The link is in the description. And if you still did not subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe, because there are more content is coming out on this channel, and I hope you will like that one, okay. Until this point, we are able to show the markers and the place list which is nearby the user's location, okay. So depends on the user location, we are getting the user's coordinates and then passing to the API. But now whenever user search something in the address box, okay, or in our search box, then that address coordinates we need to pass to the API, okay. And that's very easy because we already implemented all the components, okay. So for that one, let's go to the home screen, okay. And if you remember, inside the home screen, when we implement this search bar, right, inside the home screen, we already consoling this location, okay. For example, let's save this one and let's observe the console, okay. So right now let's search something. So I will search some this, for example, the address, okay. And if I search address, this is the latitude and longitude I'm getting for that particular address, okay. Now only thing you need to do here, you need to update this location context, because already in the location context we are setting the by default the user's location when the app get launched. But when the user search the address, then we need to update this location context, okay. So it's very easy. On this search bar, right now we are just consoling, just remove that one, and here I will set the location, okay. But this location will be in the specific format. The location we are showing is, we need to be latitude and longitude clearly defined, okay. So latitude, then here we need to get it location dot lat. If you see this console over here, this is how you need to get, okay. Then longitude, and then it's getting from location dot lng. And this latitude and the longitude is the user sorry, the address which we search, okay. And then we are setting it to the proper format and then save it. Now let's search and let's test it out whether it's working or not, okay. So here let me clear this or the search bar, and and let's search some address. For example, let's search this address, okay. And if I click on it, and if you see, suddenly though we get the new markers, our position get changed, and even though the listing got changed immediately, okay. Depends on the location. See, okay, how easy we update this one, right? Because as I say, it's we already have this information, okay. Let's search different address, okay. So let me close this one, and let's some address from, for example, Mumbai, okay. And click on this, and if I search here, right, see Mumbai location is showing on the screen now. If I click on any of this one, right, I just updated this marker whenever it's selected, okay. And if I move it, see the change, we'll getting this information as well and all of these things, okay. Perfect. So this is how we on the just a change of this on search bar, we just update the location and suddenly we got this all the information, okay. So until this point, if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. So now we are gonna save this particular uh, station, or okay, as a favorite. We can mark it as a favorite, and then inside the favorite section we are going to display, okay. And so for that one, in order to store this place information on the click of that favorite button, we're gonna store our data our data inside this Firebase Firestore, okay. If you did not use the Firebase before, don't worry, we can learn it everything from the scratch. Or you want to learn more about the Firebase, you can access my some of the course which I use Firebase, okay. And it's very easy on web and mobile application. In both the courses I use this Firebase, okay. So you can just go on this link which I gave in the description, and then you can learn from it. Now if you don't have an account, let's create an account, and it's completely free, okay. And it's very easy to use for the student who don't want to pay anything, okay. So go to the console and create a new project, okay. I already have a project, so I will go into that existing one, and there I will create a new app, okay. So in this case, create a web app, and obviously we are developing the Android application, but React Native is based on the JavaScript, okay. So obviously we are going to use web app inside the Firebase. Give the name. So in this case I will give the name as a ev charging app and just click register app. Okay, it will take few seconds to register application on the Firebase, and once it's installed you will see some of the configuration code. Okay, so first thing, let's install this Firebase. Okay, so copy this command, go to your command line, and over here just paste this command, so it will install the Firebase for us. Next you have to copy this all of this code. Okay, this is the configuration of the Firebase, and then go back to our application, and here inside the utils folder, okay, which we have already, we'll create a new file in that, and we can call it as a Firebase config.js. okay, and I'm damn sure that you will not find any course which use Firebase with this React Native Expo. Okay, so I hope you will like this particular course with the Firebase and everything. So I pasted this Firebase configuration. I will remove this analytics because I'm not going to use it. And most important part here, you just export this app initialization, okay, so that you can use it anywhere else in this application. Save this one, just close this window. Okay, now we pretty much set up this our application and just finish it, so it will come. And if you go here, right, if you see we have these 3 apps, click on it and you will find this EV charging application. Right now project is getting set for other features, but don't worry, your project is ready to use. Inside the Firebase database, right, here you will find some of the collection. Okay, and if you don't know what is collection, so collection is like a, you can consider a folder, and inside the folder you have a bunch of documents. Okay, this is the existing one which I already have. I'm using for some other um, project. Okay, but don't worry, we can create our new collection for our application. Also, most important thing, if you go to the rule tab here, okay, on the top of this section near this data, here you need to make sure that timestamp is a future timestamp, so that you can able to do the read and write operation. Okay, you can write the condition over here and just click develop and test. Okay, and you can, in the usage, you can see the usage, how much database you use and how much read write operation you happen and everything. Okay, so right now we just make sure that you have all the access to this Firebase Firestore. Okay, now let's go back to our application, and here we already defined the Firebase configuration. Okay, now let's make the icon to make it favorite. Okay, so here on this particular card we'll make one icon, or so let's go to this place item card, and over here above this image I will just search for the heart icon. Okay, so go to this Expo, and here I will search for the heart. Let's filter from this ionic icon, and then I will copy this particular icon. Okay, so copy this one, go back to our application, here paste this import command, and along with that one copy this component as well, and let me open this one as well side by side, and here I will copy it here and save it. And if you see right now this heart is showing at the top. Okay, also I want this pressable, so what I will do, I will add the pressable. So obviously we use touchable opacity as well, but pressable also is kind of similar. Okay, it also gives you the on press event where you can click on that one and make trigger this any event. Okay, obviously right now if you see we want this heart icon on the right hand side of this image, so let's add some style to this one and make position as a absolute. Okay, and if you see right now it's showing here, it's very invisible with our eyes, but yeah, it's there. Now let's make the color white so it will be visible. Okay, and then make on the right hand side, so I will make right of 0. Okay, also I will use some margin, so margin of 5, and I will increase the size to 30. Okay, now if I go back in any of this one, right, you will see this marker. See, so on the white is very difficult to see, but here you can able to see the marker. Okay, perfect, this icon you can able to see. Now we are already added this on press event. Okay, and here outside this I will add the on press, and here I will say set favorite. Okay, or we can say on click on set fav, and this method we will define here constant on set favorite and the arrow function. Now inside that one, we need to make sure that we will save data in Firestore. Okay, so first thing, if you don't know how to use the Firestore and everything, just search on the internet Firebase, add document, okay, and then it will redirect you to this first link, which is the Firebase documentation, which is official documentation, and then you can access all the implementation from here. The first important thing, you need to initialize the database from this get Firestore. So copy this command, paste it here. Okay, make sure to import this get Firestore import statement. So if you just need to copy this one and then paste it here. Okay, now you have this get Firestore, and also make sure that you will install this app which we already exported. Okay, and if you see, it's exporting from the utils Firebase config. Okay, and save it. Next, if you scroll down, this is how easily you can set the document. Okay, so copy this document, and inside here I will paste it. As this is using await, you need to make this function as async, and make sure to import this set doc. Okay, if you see set doc and doc, you have to import it. So just copy this import statement and paste it here. See, okay, now here you can give the different, this is the collection name, as I told you in the Firebase Firestore database, right? This is the collection name which we need to give. So what I will do, I will give like ev favorite place. Okay, and this is the document name. So in this case, we will give the some unique documentation name, and it need to be a string. So one more important thing here in the global API, right here we have the inside header, we in the field mask, right? These are the parameter we are passing. Also I added one more parameter, which is the ID, so it will return the place ID as well. Okay, so this place ID we gonna use in our application. So here on the click, I will say place dot id. Okay, and here we just accept the place, because on the click we will get the place information. So I will pass the place information, and that place information it will write id. Okay, and make sure you will write this id or convert this id into toString. Okay, so what I will do, I will just wrap it dot toString like this. Okay, so it will be converted into particular string. And then right now, if you see here, right now, this is how you can able to save data, but we already have the JSON data or structure as field formatted data, and that is the place. So I will just put the place and we'll save it like this. Okay, also once you save this, right, we need to show some message. So we will show the toast message, so that you can access from this toast android dot show, and then you have to give the message name. So in this case, we can give favorite added. Okay, simple message, you can change it later on. And here you can give the toast android dot where you want to show bottom, center, top, right. Okay, so I will say top, so just say top. Okay, and then save it. Now let's test it out. So if I click on this one, okay, and obviously you can open the network tab to check whether you are getting error or not. Okay, also we have to make sure right now, just make sure that okay, we don't have any collection. If you are creating the document first time, and if you don't have collection, the Firebase is automatically create a new collection for you, and after that one, the only document get added into that existing collection. Okay, so now let's press any of this particular card, and if I click on it, right, I don't know I click it or not, let's click it, and if you see, the favorite added toast is showing here. Okay, and now let's check the database. Okay, just refresh this database, and if you see, the AV favorite place is showing with the document ID and all this field information. Okay, perfect, sounds good, right? Now one more important thing, right, if you see, right now we added the place information, but we don't know who added it. Okay, while fetching this information, we get to know, okay, this because if we have 100 people, so right, adding this favorite inside our database, we need to know who is adding which place. Okay, so for that one, obviously we need to add the users some ID, some email, right? So obviously we will add the user email. So here first we need to get the user information. So write constant user is equal to use user, and which is importing from the clerk. So login information will come here, and then along with the place, right, I will also add the users information. Okay, So what I will do, I will wrap this. Now I will change the syntax little bit. So here I will say place. Okay, so from the place we'll put the place, and then I will add the email. Okay, so in this case I will say user dot primary address dot email address. Okay, and then it will return the email address of the user, and that's all. Okay, just make this optional if sometimes if you do not get user information, so it will not fail. Okay, and now let's test it out. So let's try different one. Now let's test this out. If I click it, the favorite get added. Now go back here, and if you see, we got the second document, and inside the place we have the place information, and then we also have the email of the user. Now while fetching this favorite list, we will fetch only places which matches the email address of the user. Okay, so this is how you need to save the data with the help of Firebase Firestore. Okay, so if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section, because now we need to get all the favorite place information beforehand while launching this place list, because we need to show this favorite icon as a field one, and we will check whether this particular place is already marked as a favorite or not. Okay, that is very important. And also after that we need to show the list of favorite item over here, and that time we are using the existing uh, uh, existing component how, and I will teach you how to use that one. Okay, and there are a lot of things we are yet to complete in this particular course. So stay tuned, and you please subscribe to my channel. Okay, if you want this so complete a free source code or one-to-one chat with me to if you have face any issue, you can directly contact me. But for that one you have to join the membership of you can join it on YouTube, as well as you can join it on my channel. You go to the upgrade, and here you can join, depends on your usability. Okay, so see you in the next section. Previously we learned how to save the place list as a favorite inside the Firebase Firestore. Okay, now it's time to fetch the data from the Firebase. Okay, and so that we will get to know, okay, this particular place is already marked as a favorite or not. Okay, so for that one, if you want to know how to get the data, right, you can go to this documentation, and on the left hand side if you see, right, we have this get data section where you learn how to get the data. Okay, so obviously first thing you need to do to initialize this Firestore, so copy this command and then paste it here. Okay, so here we can define this get Firestore. Here I will say, for example, get data from Firestore. Okay, I comment it here, and over here I will define one method constant, and here will say get favorite and the arrow function. So inside that, in order to get the list of all the documents which is matching with the user's email address, right, here if you scroll a little bit down, here you will find the example, okay, how to get the data and all. So if you see, it's saying the get all documents in the collection, that's what we need it. Okay, so obviously right now it's help us to get all the document, but we need a where condition. Okay, so it will say get multiple document from the collection. Copy this code and just paste it in your get favorite list. Okay, obviously it's using await, so we'll make it async, and also make sure to import all this import statement. Okay, so query where get docs collection. Now here we need the give the collection name is similar to what we added. Okay, so inside the place item, this is the collection name which we added, so give the same name. Inside the where condition we need to write the matching condition. So in this case we need to fetch the documents where email is equal to the user's email. Okay, so let's add the user. So constant user is equal to use user. Okay, so obviously this use user we are importing from the clerk Expo, and if you scroll down over here we will get a user dot primary email address dot email address to get the user email address. Okay, and now with this condition we are getting the all the data. Okay, so right now we'll just print it out, and let's call this get favorite. So here I will write use effect method, and inside this use effect method I will call this get favorite. Okay, but we have to make sure that we have the user information. So we will execute this use effect whenever this user is available, okay, because user will get some time to get the data, right? And here I will also write condition that if user is available, then only execute this get favorite and will return data. Now let's save everything and let's test it out whether we are getting data. And if you see, we got the one result, okay, which matching the email address and then the place information. Perfect. Now we have to save all this data because right now only one data is there. But what if we have multiple data, right? So in that case, we need to save that data inside the one state, okay? So here we'll define one state constant. I will say favorite list comma set favorite list is equal to use state, like this, okay? Make it empty initially, and now the inside the set favorite list we need to save it, right? So in this case here, inside this for each, right, every time, for example, if we have 3 documents, then this console log will execute 3 times, okay? Obviously we need to push the data into the set, right? So obviously if you have the existing information in the set, we have to attach the new information to the existing one. So in order to do that, right, we have to write set favorite list, then we have to write favorite list, okay, the arrow function, arrow, and then inside the bracket we have to write set dot 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 favorite list comma and the data which you want to add, okay? So it will add into the existing list as well, and this way we can save the favorite list. Perfect. Okay, so let's save this one, and whenever the user is available, obviously initially once this component load, we'll get the list of all the favorite list from this Firebase. Now once we have this list of favorite, right, we need to check each of this component whether it is a favorite or not. So it's very easy to do. Write constant, we'll write one method and it will check is favorite, okay? And this method will check is that given item includes in our favorite list or not, okay? So what we can do, we can write constant result is equal to favorite list dot here we'll write find, okay, and inside that we'll write item dot place dot id, because inside our Firebase data we have the place information inside the place field is equal to place dot id, and here we'll pass this place information, okay? So every time from this place item we will check is favorite is equal to is favorite, and it will return some data, but here we'll pass as a place, okay? And this will return some data. So if the result is available, then it will return true, otherwise it return false, okay? And for our in order to debug, I will write console.log result only, okay, and then save it. Now let's see, we got one error. We'll check what's the issue. So it's saying place does not exist, okay? This place is not exist because it's actually item, we need to pass item and not the place, and save it. And now if I go down at the bottom, if you see at the 4th time we have null, but and this position we have this some information, okay, everywhere, see, okay? And right now we can also show from the place list view is we are passing the is favorite, right? And is favorite value is right now is a true or false, okay? So what we can do here, we will accept the is favorite, okay? And just for the testing purpose, quickly we can write the condition is favorite is not there, means if it's not marked as a favorite, then only show this heart icon, otherwise show null. If it's favorite, then it will not show this particular icon, okay? Let's save this one, and if you see, this icon is gone, okay? So this is marked as a favorite. Let's move here. This is marked as a favorite, this is not, see, okay? This is marked favorite, or this is not favorite, it's not visible, but this is also not favorite, okay? And kind of thing, this is favorite. So this, in this way we can show it. Now only thing we need to do, we need to replace this icon with this mark, means the red color icon, we can change with the red color, okay? So this condition I will put it here, okay? Or better, we can, what we can do, instead of putting anywhere else, we'll just add the condition for the color, okay? Let's try to mark it as a red. I want to see, so it's showing like this. but we want the filled one. Okay, so let's add the is favorite, then we'll add a one icon, otherwise it will show the empty heart outline only. Okay, and same thing I will copy over here, we'll change the icon, and I want different icon, so let's search for the icon, we'll say heart, let's ioni icon, and I think this is but much better, heart sharp. Okay, and save it. Okay, and if you see, this is we mark as a favorite. Okay, this is also, this is not, and that's how it show. Perfect, right? So this also we are pretty much done. Now once you mark it as a favorite, right now this is not marked as a favorite, but if you click on it, right, if you see, it's marked as a favorite, but still it's not showing because we are not updating the latest data, we are not fetching the latest data from the Firebase. So we need to inform to this function that okay, now user already clicked this mark as a favorite, can you please fetch the latest data. Okay, so in that time, from the place item, whenever we click the mark as a favorite, right here on set favorite we are setting, correct, here we need to update the previous state. Okay, so here what I will do, I will pass mark favorite. Okay, I will pass this method, and so that it will trigger over here. So here we have to accept mark favorite, and in this case we'll call this particular method called get favorite, and save this one, save this one. Okay, and obviously right now immediately it shows, but let's test this out. So for example, let's test the out for this one. If I click it, and if you see, immediately it filled out, right? Awesome, right? Perfect. So this is how easily we can implement the favorite. Now next part, you can try it on your own if possible, otherwise you can access my source code and we will also cover that part. But if I go to the favorite, right, here we need to add the list of favorite places. Okay, because in this case we don't need to fetch the information from the API, because we are saving the data, right, inside the Firebase. And if I go to the Firebase documentation, if you see, I think I saved a lot of information, but everything we have here. Okay, perfect. So if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Also, one more thing I want to show it here. Okay, show it here. Now if I click it again, right, obviously it will show it, it will again save it. So in order to fix this, right, you need to delete the existing one. Obviously it means you are unmarking or unfavoriting this particular place. Okay, so to do that, let's go to this place item, and right now we added this traceable to this all the components, right? So to avoid this one, right, what we can do, we'll write this method, copy paste it here, and just remove this condition. Right now I will remove this condition from here, and I will remove this outline from here. Okay, and let me explain this both the code. Let me format this first. Okay, now this one, we have two pressable buttons, right? One is the empty the just outline heart, and another is the fill heart, which this one is the filled one. Okay, in the red color. Now whenever we have the favorite, then only we will show this heart filled one. Okay, so you can write the condition here, we can write like this, is not favorite, then show this pressable, otherwise show filled one. Okay, and if I save it, see, nothing get changed, everything is as it is. Okay, so let me test it out. See, it's not filled, this is not filled. Okay, now right now we are setting this onset for both the function, right? Here instead of onset fav, we'll say on remove fav. So we'll remove the particular item, and here we'll just add the place.id, because we will delete the item depends on the ID of this document. And if you see the ID matching with this document ID, because we mark it, we save, while we are saving document ID as a place ID. Okay, so we'll write method to remove from the favorite. So it's very easy. Again, we'll say constant on remove favorite async method, and here we'll call a place ID. Okay, and then we need to just find the document or a way to delete it. Okay, so if you go here and just search for this delete data. Okay, if you see, we have this option called delete data. Okay, click on this one and it will explain you how to delete the document. Okay, and this is very easy. In one line you can just delete this particular document. Okay, so here I will write this method. Make sure to import the doc and delete doc. I think we already have. We have to add this import delete doc. Let's add it here. Okay, perfect. And here we need to give this collection name which we have, and then the ID. So in this case is place ID dot toString. Okay, just to make sure. And also here I will write the toast message that favorite removed. Okay, and the top I'm showing, that's fine. Now let's save everything. We already calling this method, and also we need to make sure that we'll call this mark favorite method. Obviously it doesn't matter what you are saying, but we have to make sure that our this particular method is getting called to get the updated data. Let's save everything. Let's try it out now. Okay, so let's go for the item which is already marked. Okay, so this one, if I unselect it and still I think we got error, we'll see what the issue. So he's saying request entity too large. We'll check it out. What is this mean? So actually it's if you see the Firebase, it's get deleted. The only issue when we are trying to get this favorite list. Okay, so just try it out why the issue is facing. It's very easy. Okay, but when you are calling or you are trying to remove anything, right, then you have to check why what's the issue and everything. Okay, now you see it's working. Only thing you need to update this particular heart icon. Okay, try it out. If you have any question, you can access my source code. In meantime as well, I will look into that what's the issue. But so I hope you understand this particular complete for how to display favorite unfavorite, or how to remove from the favorite list. Also next we'll try to implement this favorite list and from the existing favorite list document from the Firebase. So see you in the next section. So previously we had an issue that we are not able to remove from the list. Okay, means it is removed from the Firebase but it's not effective on the UI side. The only reason because we are not clearing the favorite list, right? So whenever we are fetching this get favorite, make sure we have to set the favorite list as empty, and then we are adding the data, because over here we are just attaching the new data with the old data. Okay, and that's the reason, even though if you removed it previously it was already there. Okay, so that's the reason it was showing. Now if you see, right, if I remove it from here, it will unmark and it's saying favorite mark removed. Okay, and immediately it's saying here, and if I mark it again, it will mark as a favorite. Okay, so I hope you understand this one. So that's the only fix right now we just implemented. So one more thing we need to add inside the place item here. Here at the right hand side, if you see, right, we have this direction button. Okay, on the click of that, we need to open the Google Map or Apple Map, depends on the operating system. Okay, so if you search here, okay, and this is the button we are using, so make this as a pressable so we can add the on press event. Okay, so it's here pressable, and after this one let's add the on press event. So on press and just say on direction click. Okay, now create one method called on direction click, and let's add constant on direction click here like this. So inside that we need to define the constant URL. Okay, is equal to, and depends on the platform, obviously we need to define whether what will be the map we need to open. Okay, so here we have to say platform select. Okay, and then if it is iOS, okay, then we have to write maps colon plus we have to write place dot location like this. Okay, so inside this place location we have this latitude and longitude. So just write location dot latitude, I think place dot, yeah, just make sure inside the place we have the location and inside that we have the latitude. So latitude plus we have to give comma, and then we have again place dot location dot longitude. Okay, and after that we have to write the address. Okay, so plus is equal to question mark q is equal to, it means the query and the address, and if you see we are getting this address from this formatted address. Okay, so place dot formatted address. Okay, just make sure that you are writing this optional field. Same thing you have to do it for now Android device. So Android, okay, and instead of maps we are going to show geo. Okay, and that's the only difference. Obviously everything will be as it is, so let's copy everything and let me paste it here like this. Okay, perfect, and let's give comma at the end, and now we have the proper URL. Now just you need to do linking. You have to write linking. If you see, it's importing from the React Native dot open URL, and you have to pass that URL, and that's all. Okay, and now if I click on any of this one, it will open the Google Map if it's a Android, it's a Android device, or iOS if it's a Apple device. Now let's test it out. If I click on any of this map, and if you see the map is open with the address, everything, you just need to click direction. Okay, and this is the Google Map, it opens automatically. Okay, so this is how simply you can add the on direction click. Okay, let's go back to application and you can test it out in other way. Okay, perfect. So I hope you understand how to add this on direction click. Okay, and already we have some of the course, we already used this kind of functionality as well. Okay, and now you can add that one here. So now in this section we are going to show the all the favorite places which we added in the search, from the search section. Okay, and obviously we are going to fetch it from the database. Before that, let's add the loading indicator. Okay, so here in order to add loading indicator, right, this loading indicator we are gonna show when we are fetching the data, and once the data is fetched on the application, then we will hide that indicator. So in order to show the indicator, React Native provided one property called activity indicator. Okay, and if you display like this and save it, you will see the small indicator on this emulator. Now here you can change the size, color, and everything. Okay, so for example, if I change the size, okay, we have a property called size and it provides large and small, so make it large. Okay, and you can also change the color of this one. Okay, so here we can say colors dot primary, and then save it, and it's changed the color to primary color. Okay, now let's bring this into the center of this particular screen. Okay, so I will wrap this inside a view. Okay, and to this view I will add the style. We'll give height first, okay, to 100%. Then we'll make it display as a flex. Then we'll make align item into the center. Okay, and then we'll make justify content to center, and if you see, it comes in the center now. Okay, also you can add the text, for example loading, okay, like this, and you can add more loading indicator. Okay, you can download some GIF file, animation file, and you can display it here. It's up to you how you want to display. Now inside that I will just add the font family as outfit and the symbol. Okay, perfect. Margin, I will also give margin top little bit to 5. So our loading indicator is ready. Next we need to fetch the data. Okay, and for that one, if you remember, inside the home screen, right, we already have that code to fetch the data from the Firebase. Okay, so let's go to, not in the so we fetching in place list view. Okay, so if you see, we have the function called get favorite. I will just copy that one, paste it here. Okay, and also make sure we are initializing this get firestore. So I will add that Firestore as well over here. Okay, make sure to import this import statement of Firestore. So I will just copy it, paste it over here, and this import statement for collection and everything. So let's copy that one as well. Okay, so now all the import statements are ready. Now obviously we need to define a state in order to save our favorite list. Okay, so we also have here, so I will just copy existing one. Now here is thing, right now we are just copying from one component to another this particular record, but what you can do, you can create a new file, and in that you can put this particular service, so that you don't need to repeat the code. Okay, but for this understanding purpose, I kept in different folders so that you can understand. Okay, now over here make sure everything is ready. Now if you see, we don't have user. Okay, so let's add the user. So constant user is equal to wrap destructurized is equal to use user, like this. Okay, perfect. And also import the use state, and I think everything is good. Okay, now let's call this get favorite inside the use effect, similar like we called it before. Obviously if user is there, so we'll add user in that array list, and if user is available, then only call this get favorite list method. Okay, like this. And if I save it, and let's see, we got one error. Let's see what's the issue. So it's saying the app it does not exist, right? So here we call the guy Firestore, but we did not import this app. So let's make sure to import it. Now right now let's go to the favorite, and if you see, we got the result. Okay, so right now we have only 3 favorite lists, so 3 favorite list in showing in the console. Okay, and also obviously we are storing in the set favorite list. Now what you need to do, obviously right now we are storing all this information including email and the place. Okay, so obviously you need to just reiterate the place list. Okay, so after this view we are going to show flat list. Okay, and then we have to provide the some data. So in this case I will provide data, and here I will say favorite list. Okay, in that we just need to get the place information. Okay, so inside the favorite list we have the place information, and from that we need to get the data. Okay, but if you see, right, still I think we miss one point. So each of this object, inside that we have the place. Okay, and not this in different way. So it's little bit complicated, but instead of showing the favorite list, let's try only the favorite list and not the place. Okay, then render item. Okay, so inside that we'll say item comma index and the arrow function. Okay, so here we're gonna add the actual place item, okay, which we already have. So this component we are going to use in this case, and if you remember, we are passing this place as a object, and each favorite we are making as a true. Okay, so what you can do here, you can say place is equal to item dot place, because inside the item we have the place information. Okay, and then we'll make is favorite as a true, because we are already in the favorite list. Okay, so that's the reason we are showing is favorite as a true, and let's save it, and let's see whether we are getting data or not. Okay, so right now also we have to make sure that we are removing this activity indicator. So whenever we have the favorite list, we will just hide this activity indicator. Okay, so if favorite list is there, so we can say here if favorite list is not there, then hide the activity indicator. Okay, so this need to be outside of this view over here, and then save it. And if you see, we got this list of all the favorite places which we did it. Okay, and if you see, we also have this heart icon which is already marked as a true. Okay, also let's give some here we will give the title. So let's add the title over here, and we can say my favorite place. Okay, and save it. And let's also make sure that add a style to this one. So we'll add a padding of 10, then font family I will add outfit medium, then add font size of 20. Okay, let's add 30. Okay, that will be much better. Okay, and what I will do, I will just change this place to some different color. Okay, so here I will add span, I will add the style to this one, and I will say colors dot primary. So it's little bit look different in a good way. Okay, so this need to be a text again, I'm not sure. Okay, let's add text inside text. I had never tried text inside text, but let's test it out. And if you see, yeah, that's work. So you can add text inside text. Okay, so if you see, now we have this my favorite place, and then the list of favorite places which you added. Okay, and you can even scroll it, everything. Obviously, if you see at the bottom, you cannot score more than this. Okay, so to this style, or maybe you can give the margin. So here you can just add the view. Okay, and here you can say style margin bottom maybe 100. Okay, so this will give some space to you. Okay, maybe let's try 200. I don't know why it's not work. Maybe let's give height 200. Or try to give style to this one. Oops, padding. Okay, we'll figure it out why it's not working. I think it's work, but due to this tab it's little bit invisible. Okay, but let's check, we'll check it out later on. But if you see, now everything is look good. Another thing, if you see, right, this marker is where right now it's heart icon. Okay, but inside the place icon, when we mark it as a on remove favorite, right, right now if you see, we are removing it, and then we have to this, we are calling this mark favorite. Okay, it means we are getting latest information. Okay, so we have to also make sure that we will call this mark favorite again. So here inside the place item I will add mark favorite, and in that case we have to call this is get favorite method. Okay, so it will get the latest data. Let's save this one, let's test it out. If I unmark this, oh sorry, unmark this one, right, and if you see, it gone and only 2 are left. If I go back inside here and let's mark this one as a favorite, and now go over to the favorite. Okay, and now right now if you see, we did not get anything. Okay, because we did not able to refresh it. So in order to do that as well, here we say on refresh. Okay, on refresh we will call the method which is this get favorite. Okay, but when we define on refresh, here we also need to define refreshing as a component. Okay, if it's a true or false. Okay, so we have to mention one state, whether it's loading or not. So here we can mention loading, comma set loading is equal to your state. Okay, so right now initially we'll make it false, but when we are calling get favorite, we will set the loading as a true, and when we got the data, okay, or maybe here we will set loading as a false. Okay, and let's add that loading, attach that loading to the refreshing, and save it. Now if I try to pull it, if you see, we got the latest data. Okay, now let me remove this one. Let's go back to search and let's add something different. Okay, for example, if I add this one as a favorite, and let's go back here, if you pull down, okay, and now if you see, we got the latest information. Okay, so this is how the on refresh will work. Okay, you have to mention these two property on what action you need to do on the on refresh, and whether you have to provide whether it's a refreshing or not. Okay, otherwise it will not work. You have to provide this both the property together. Okay, in this way we can able to show the favorite list from the database. Okay. So that's all for this particular section. Now in the last section, okay, you can show with inside the profile whether the username of the, or user profile of the user, the name, and then you can also even show the option. Okay, so you can try on your own, and if you face any issue, obviously I will go, put it in the source code. You can access the source code, and if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section.